dark.
Hey, Joe, come on. We're going to be late for the Crypto Blend live stream. Call Barack and Michelle, see if they're going to tune in and watch. We can see him chart Doggy Mundo coin.
This is the best president of the United States, Donald Trump, and when I'm not putting high tariffs into place, I'm watching Crypto Glenn. Only Biggie Dark.
We are late. The Crypto Glenn live stream has started without us. You fail me yet again, Starscream.
Jeez, I'm excited about this.
You're watching the Crypto Glenn nightly stream. Real Alpha, Blend, can you chart Doggy Mundo coin for me?
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble! You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing son of a gun! Woo!
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
You're in the right place, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
He's on fire!
Yes, I am.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Is that better? Can y'all hear me now? Test, 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 test. Is this thing out? Hey, listen, if this is the end of the Bitcoin market and crypto as we know it, I guess we can all just tune into Crypto Glenn late night ASMR streams, right? Welcome to another beautiful live stream. Appreciate all your beautiful faces for being here. I'm your host, Crypto Glenn. In case you have never seen me before, welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me, and damn it, I appreciate it. Audio's good now? Cool, cool, cool. If you have somebody you care about that's in crypto, please do them and yourself a favor and share this live out. The more people that gets this information, it could be more people that get the help that they need. We're going to cover a fair amount tonight, okay? We've got to cover everything that's kind of happened in the market today. How do we get here? What does this mean for crypto? Where are we going? What was the real reasoning that crypto took a little bit of a dumpy dump? There's a narrative that's going around to, I would say, like the uninitiated, and we're going to definitely talk about that. Monty says you need to tell Trump to raise the prices on meme coins. Oh, on his meme coin. Yeah, I mean, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. Appreciate y'all for one of those likes up as early 454. The Big Chevy, Big Block. Appreciate that. I don't know. Live goal tonight. Let's see if we can get that thing around 100,000. Yeah, 100,000. That's going to do a great job of pushing this out to the masses. Like I said, it's going to help people out, get some news, some information that they may need. First and foremost, a little bit of housekeeping. Shout out to OKX. They are definitely one of the partners here on the channel. Kind of made things official a little while ago. Haven't really had a chance to talk about that. But we will. Back with yeah, but we got a lot to talk about. Also, while we're doing the housekeeping, shout out to the folks over at Blockchain Life 2025. We will be in the building October 28th. I'm sorry, 27th, 28th. Wow, that's crazy. It's actually like some odd days away. It's already October 10th and we're almost there. So it's going to be fun. Got a long flight, got an airline partner that's going to be responsible for getting us out there. Can't wait. It's going to be an opportunity to check out crypto in a new market. see how they do things on a different continent, and see how their perspective is in crypto, given everything that's happened here today. What's funny is during one of the last lives we were talking about that, and I said, how crazy would it be if, like, for all of the foreseeable cryptocurrency conferences, no one showed up because the market dumps, and then today goes and happens. So yeah, funny how sometimes art imitates life. Before we get into this, I want to say thank you to a few people. Cyrus with the heart me, thank you so much. Randall Lynn with the rose. Randall Lynn also with the tiny crown, thank you, I appreciate that. And Remy Lee with the heart me, I appreciate y'all. Schmack, what's up, Schmack with the heart me as well, thank y'all so much, man. You guys are amazing. DJ, drop one of the things in the chat one time for my gifters.
Update. This is a lot of people freaked out.
It does have a lot of people freaked out. So I guess in order to know where we're going, we should kind of take a look at where we've been. I just want to bring something to your attention. I had been posting this on social media to say, hey, I gave you guys this head up 5 days ago that this is what the market was going to do. And, you know, I wasn't really being truthful in that. And so just in me believing in keeping things a buck with y'all, let's kind of go back here and get a brief synopsis of when this took place. So this actually happened. Change the screen here for you guys. So while I was away out in Italia with the missus, was just kind of hanging out in the charts and saw some things here. Let me get this out the way. Boom, there you go. Y'all can see me. We can see each other. Everything's good. This video was posted on September 23rd on my TikTok. Just let me know if you can hear it. We'll go ahead and play that.
Glenn back with a market update. This is a lot of people freaked out. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. And before you question, should I listen to this guy versus some of the other content creators who talk about crypto here on TikTok, here's why you might want to listen to me. Because while other content creators have been telling you that this was the start of alt season since January of 2025, and they've been wrong every single step of the way, for the last week or so, I've been waking up to views that look like this in Lake Como, Italy. So while they've been telling you to buy the dip and everything's going to be great in the altcoin market, this is what you're currently faced now. Today, the market lost just over $2 billion. And you need to make sure that this little bitty line right here.
Real fast before we go any further, I just want to point this out that what I was looking at was a total 3 chart, and it's kind of a little bit of the trade setup that we had before the catastrophe that happened today.
Here holds, because if it doesn't, you might as well place your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye. Now, I know what a lot of you are saying. Wow, Glenn, that's really aggressive. Unfortunately, I feel like that's the way that I have to be, because since January, I've been telling you, do not buy the dips. You don't buy dips in falling markets. That you're doing what's known as catching a falling knife, right? You spend your money on the dips, and unfortunately the dip keeps on dipping, right? I've been telling you that even if we get rate cuts, that's probably not going to be enough to turn markets around, because the people who buy the vast majority of altcoins are people like you and me. They're called retail investors. And right now, retail is broke AF, which is why the altcoin market looks like this. We don't have the amount of liquidity that we had in the market in 2021. And alts aren't as cheap as they were in 2017, plus things are more expensive now. So the fuel economy, if you will, doesn't go as far. So it's not that I like being mean in these videos, but I just don't know what other way to help you all understand this and come across in a more effective way. If you had been riding with me and taking trades with me and doing some of the things I was doing, you might have been standing behind Milan Fashion Week as they were getting set up for the show. So basically, here's what this boils down to. If the vast majority of content creators are telling you to buy, that's probably when you should be selling. If the vast majority of people are freaking out, that's probably when you should be buying. Pray to God that this line holds. If not, Bitcoin's likely going to go to $108,000, and your portfolio is going to be a lot like this train here, broke down. If you guys have any other questions, again, it's not that I like being this class with y'all or crass with y'all.
That's pretty much the gist of it. And again, it's not that I like being this crass with y'all. It's just sometimes when people talk, y'all need to listen. Oftentimes what happens is I feel that it's not even that I feel like I know I've seen it enough. And like, you guys are free to watch whoever you want to watch, but you really need to understand who has your best interests at heart here and who is legitimately just trying to like gas you up or feed their own ego or enrich themselves, right? Like, I cannot stress that point enough, because I have seen things from content creators who have said, oh, well, the reason why today dumped was because of tariffs. And yes, tariffs may have helped, but when someone is showing you, I don't even know how many days ago that was. Let me just do this real fast. 23rd, 7, 14, 15, 16, 17 days ago. So about 2 weeks, you get a bit of a heads up they're saying, hey, we see things in the chart that people need to be paying attention to. And everybody else outside is that is like rose-colored glasses. Everything is bullish. Everything is fine. Okay? As a trader, we care not. All right? We care not how ultimately this gets to where it's going. The only thing that we care about is that it's going there. So that price target that I called was like at 108, which is around right there. And obviously we have some extra fuel to kind of get us down a little bit farther, right? Not crazy. It's not anything that we haven't seen before. But the fact of the matter is, at a certain point in your time, I was talking to Money Talks Crypto about this earlier. Shout out to her. If you're not following her, you need to do so. Woke Crypto Investor was on her live as well. And I was just telling them, at a certain point in time, you're not allowed to believe in coincidences anymore, right? If anybody's seen things like The Dark Knight Rises, I think Gordon told Robin that at a certain point in time, you're not allowed to believe in coincidence anymore. When things show up in the chart and they start showing up in other areas and these two don't normally intersect with one another, that's when your eyebrows should be going up and your ears should be getting perked. And you need to be asking yourself, okay, what's the BS that they're going to pull that's going to allow this to happen? Because at the end of the day, the only thing you should be asking yourself is, what's the catalyst that's going to have this get from point A to point B? All right. Is everybody clear on that? Just to be sure. Is everybody clear on that? Because if you think you're seeing something on the chart, if it's like a small move, okay, it's probably going to play out. But something major like that, and you get a whole 17 days heads up, like, hey, this doesn't look good. That becomes the question. What is going to be the catalyst? What is going to be the accelerant? There are people out there that believe that all this is basically just predefined already, and we just set things in motion and we allow it to play out. There are others who just say, hey, as long as I keep my head down and my eyes closed, everything's going to be fine. I would caution you against that. Because in 2022, I believe it was January, February, some of us were walking around still thinking that everything was fine after we had took an initial dump. And I was actually saying, nope, this is actually the start of the bear market. And it took a whole 4 months for everybody else to kind of catch up and jump on that consensus. Now, what happened in that 4 months? In that 4 months, Bitcoin had run from roughly around, if someone fact check me on this, the all-time high to 68,000 to well beyond 20% to the downside. Now, y'all might be interested in taking haircuts. Me, I'm not, right? I'm not trying to take any unnecessary haircuts if I don't have to, okay? So, sit rep, where are we at in the current market right now? Now is the point in the market where you really need to lock the fuck in, and you absolutely need to audit who it is that you are listening to, because if you are listening to the wrong influencers, content creators, or crypto personalities, that is going to drastically affect your investment thesis. And that's going to be the difference between you gaining a lot and you losing a lot. Today, we saw people lose a lot. Today, we saw people get liquidated to the tune that we have not seen in a very long time. And if people were just walking around very objectively, myself and a handful of others, today was a day where fortunes were made, right? I'm just going to be honest with you. Today, personally, I walked away from trades more than a group of people are going to make this year. Not just one person walked away with more than a group of people are going to make this year.
That's called motherfucking bars and fucking you know nothing about that.
Sensei talking about he made 65 bands today. The question you're asking yourself is, what did y'all see that the rest of us didn't? Well, first and foremost, we weren't allowing people to walk around and tell us that the sky was green, or we weren't allowing people to piss on our leg and telling us that it was rain. Okay, in this space, you have to be very, very objective. I told y'all this a long time ago. I am not going to be like, as this market heats up, I'm going to get more and more accelerated, right? So you're going to have to hold on. The bear market, I'll hold your hand as long as you need to. I'll pat your head and I'll tell you it's going to be okay. Not when it comes time for breaking necks and cashing checks, all right? Now's the time to be objective. So what do we need to know now? The first thing you need to know is, if I'm being completely honest, today you lost some moving averages. And I have been on a lot of lives today, and there's a lot of people who are telling you, oh, everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Let me explain to you exactly where we are at right now. And excuse me if I'm being frank. I just don't have time for this bullshit. All right? So if that's okay with y'all, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat for me, and we'll get this train rolling.
But what
One, cool. All right, that's what I like to see. All right, so here's where we're at right now. Over the weekend, you may have already seen it. You are going to have a bunch of people who are telling you, hey, man, everything Joseph put 2. Joseph's like, no, I don't want to know the truth, man. Just continue to lie to me. I like that. That makes me feel better. Over the next 24, 48, 72 hours, you're going to have people tell you that everything is going to be fine. You're going to have people who are going to tell you, when in doubt, zoom out. You're going to have people who are telling you, don't trip by the dip. You are going to have people telling you this is par for the course in crypto. Let me be very clear for you, just for a second. Those people have likely never walked away from this market with over $100,000. Those people are likely in losing positions. And those people, if I'm just being quite honest, probably took a haircut today. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You are in water, you are in deep water with sharks, bull sharks, great white sharks, or you are walking through the forest with the wolves. You out here with the predators now. This isn't the time where everything's rosy and everything's all great. No. You in the big leagues now. Because what happened today was a liquidation of epic proportions. And unless one of a few things happen that we're getting ready to outline here, your portfolio is going to be absolutely cooked. And I'm not trying to scare you, but you need a dose of reality. Because if people had been told you, like I have been telling my community, you would have profited from this. Okay? Today you lost a 50, you lost a 20, and if I'm not mistaken, you might have even lost a 200. Yeah, you lost a 200. See that one flashing up there? That's your 200. Losing a 200, especially on the higher time frames, not good. You can lose a 200-day moving average on a 15-minute, no biggie. You can lose a 200 on the 1 hour, not great, not exactly terrible. 4 hour and up, that's not where you want to be hanging out. So if you go to the daily, you're going to start to see that, okay, this 200 down here, you're still in relatively good shape, right? Go back here to the 4 hour. We're going to show you something. In order for this market to recover in the least bit, and I'm going to give you some actual game right here, not none of that rudimentary, entry-level, basic bullshit, okay? What's likely going to happen is this market can potentially recover, okay? And you're going to have all these people be like, see, I told you, it's all good. You got nothing to worry about. Unless you start getting candle closures on the higher time frames above those moving averages, this might as well be a dead cat fucking bounce. And that is the thing that I have not heard anyone say today. You know why I haven't heard anyone say today? Because the vast majority of people who break out these charts on TradingView and go on TikTok Live are fucking noobs. Damn, Glenn, you just out here just selecting violence today. Yeah, I am. I told you, tired of the BS. We have an opportunity in this space to get our people fully equipped and prepared to go on to change their life. And every time I go around, it's somebody on TikTok talking some Mickey Mouse shit. Enough is enough. People have no idea what the hell this is. Damn, chill, 50. Chill, Fifth. Chill, Fifth. 50 even know what type of day it was. Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank. See, I'm not saying this to hurt anybody's feelings, but like, listen, the last week, if you're not paying attention, there's been a clear separation between people who actually know what's going on in the market and people who have no idea what's going on in the market. I don't want to hear anybody talking about we are good, we are straight, we're okay, until you actually start getting some bullish candle closes above these moving averages. So what does that say? Yes, you very may well have price. We're going to use total 3 here because it's going to be all encompassing for the most part. You may very well have price start to come back up to these levels. And people are going to be like, oh man, this is great. Everything is smooth until you start to get candle closures. It's not good. It's not good. Now I'm going to show you something else that you probably haven't heard in anyone else's live, and they're not going to tell you because they're not educated enough. They haven't been in this space long enough. They haven't taken enough losses. They haven't amassed enough wins. They haven't had to pay their taxes quarterly yet, okay? Whenever you have a move like this on the surface, yeah, it looks really bullish. Price goes down, the bulls fight back, and price starts to go back up. Who can tell me what this little thing down here is called? I got a surprise for you if anyone can tell me what this little thing down here is called right there. It's a wick, but what kind of wick? I'll wait. FEG? Nope, not a FEG. You about to learn something here. Is it a sweep? No, I don't think it's a sweep. Can't be a sweep. You still got all this down here. It's not a sweep. Liquidation sweep? Nope. Excuse me. Well, not entirely. You're not entirely wrong, but not entirely. Liquidity grab. Nope. Excuse me. I don't want to be here. Wick. Flash Wick. No. This is called exposed liquidity. Glenn, what the hell does that mean? I'm about to tell you. Right? You're not going to hear this on anybody else's live because people have not progressed far enough in their journey. Now, after this live, you're going to hear people say a whole bunch of stuff that I'm telling you here tonight. That's just the way it works. Okay? Glenn drops off on the community. People steal it, and they run it off, and they try to pass it off as their own. Damn, choosing violence. Enough of the bullshit. This is exposed liquidity. So what's likely going to happen, right? Let me pull out my little doodle tool right here, right? People are going to see this. Oh, look at that. The market's coming back. Oh, we're going overseas. Passport bros. Oh, we're back. We are so back. And it might do this for some months, right? It might. Guess where liquidity's got to come back to efficiently? Down here. And do you know why? Can anybody tell me why? Anybody tell me why? Fill orders. That's part of it. FEG. The principle. I guess I'm looking for the principle. Yeah, y'all gonna learn something here tonight. I'm looking for the principle. Order book. Close. Did I send my bat to drink y'all blood? I mean, I said, hey, they don't believe. Go out there and bat-ow, hit them. Bat-ow, hit them. And after this market starts to pump back up, if it doesn't get over these, these return levels this weekend, right? It starts to go back up. You might think, hey, it's safe to go back outside. You know what the market makers are going to say? Hit them again. Hit them again. Just when you thought it was safe to come outside, hit them again. Price is likely going to return back to that level. I'm not saying it's going to happen in 5 minutes. It could, but I'm not saying it's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. I am saying at a certain point in time, price will come back down to these levels because why? Markets seek to do what? What do markets seek to do? Chase liquidity. Fill imbalances. What is the principle I always share with you? Gaps and what always need to fill? Wicks. Wicks and gaps always need to fill. I'm going to just turn this off for a second. When you say that's a big ass gap or a big ass wick, higher time frame, that's a big ass wick, ain't it? That's a big ass wick, ain't it? So you don't think at some point or another it'd be safe for the market makers to bring this back down here to fill this wick? And maybe, just maybe, if we did one of these, right? Price finally completed its move from D to C, because that's really the measure move. Isn't that what I told y'all a few days ago, Monday? Repeated it on Wednesday. Here we are on Friday after the move's already happened. Ain't that what I told you? Maybe that acts as some kind of, I don't know, order block or demand zone, and maybe then price really pushes back up. You remember when I told y'all about seeding? You remember that? Who remembers when I told y'all about seeding? All this ties in together, so I need y'all to pay attention. It's a gnarly wig. That's a big-ass wig. I got some in my eye. Fuck, I got some more goddamn success in my eye. Shit. Y'all not gonna like this new version of me, man, but it is what it is. You're gonna have to deal with it. When I told y'all about seeding, I said, what did I say? I said you will have organizations, not institutions. You will have organizations write really positive things about crypto, right? And the retail's like, yay, they said great things about our market. We're going to be rich, right? Or sometimes you can have organizations say really, really negative things about your market. 2018, the pandemic, right? The whole entire purpose behind those is to get you to move in a specific type of direction so that when the institutions get ready to make their move, the money is there. Prior to this thing happening, go back and recall all of the positive news that was coming out about crypto a week and a half leading up to this. Probably got you excited. Probably got the people that you watch on TikTok and YouTube excited. We don't even want to go to pulling videos and see what other content creators were saying, right? I mean, that would just be ridiculous. I'll let you do that. So the influencers, they read the positive articles that are being put out. Then they put it in a video, and all of them get to get. There wasn't news? You want to bet? You don't want to bet me. You don't. A move like that doesn't happen without there being some kind of positive news. Right? You didn't hear anything about ETFs. You didn't hear anything about Bitcoin hitting brand new all-time highs and what this could potentially mean for the market. You didn't hear anything about like adoption taking place. Any of that ringing a bell? We really got to pull up the articles. Oh, yeah, Cyrus, thank you. The Uptober narrative. We've gone up every October for like the last insert such and such years. You don't think there were any news articles put on that? Crypto's entering to October. What does this mean historically? Blah, 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 blah. You didn't see any of that going around? If you didn't see any of that going around, I need you to change up your morning routine. Wake up, wash your ass, brush your teeth, get something to eat, and while you're eating, go and peruse what's going on the TikTok. Or not TikTok, but the crypto side of things in the news and see what's being said. The institution just left you a big ass clue about where the market is going to return to. And because it's up, I don't know, what, $1 billion and change? How much is that? Where we at? $239 billion and change. People are like, oh yeah, we're back. What did I just tell you? When you think it's safe to go back into these markets, the market makers, they're going to hit you again. And it's Friday night. We're going into a weekend and it's pumping. Well, it's bouncing back. You think that's legitimate? Come on now. Come on now. One call was saying there was so much hype last week. Even my girlfriend knows that about stocks. Said you should buy right now. Did anyone catch the wallet that dumped on the market? I did not. Trump's own son was saying that Q4 would be huge for the space leading up to this. Yeah, I got to get y'all excited, man. I got to preheat that oven. Yeah, girl, listen. I'm coming over, and I want you to wear, you know what I want you to wear. The ones that got the little slit in the middle. I'm going to come over there and I'm going to tear your ass up. I'm going to kiss on that thing. I'm going to rub on it. Girls, you at home like, oh shit, my man coming over. He about to do the damn thing. What he didn't tell you, he was working 14 hours a day in the blistering heat. He just had a little spurt of energy. And he get over there, first thing he gonna do is crash on that couch, and you're not gonna see him until 9 a.m. the next morning. So you're seated, you preheated, and got dumped on. You got dumped on, not fucked on. You got the dumpy dump, no pumpy pump. It's the same thing here. It's the same thing. It's the same thing here. They put out all them articles. And they're like, yeah, get excited about this because they know retail going to run. We going to retweet it. And I'm guilty of it. I do it sometimes too. Right? But I'm smart enough to know, like, there's an agenda here. You have something that you want me to do. What about the narratives, rate cuts for October, November, December? I mean, listen, rate cuts are cool. But until the rate cuts in total cross a certain threshold, it doesn't mean jiddly squat. 25 basis points was not going to be enough. For instance, 25 basis points was not going to be enough to get people to leave this. You see, when this is pumping, what this should be telling you is that gold is like one of the last safe haven assets, or at least that's the way it's looked at, that people buy into. So when gold is pumping, there's no way that risk on assets have made that switch to be like, all right, it's going to be our turn now. It's no way. So when gold was pumping, oh man, I already knew it was up. Some of y'all have seen this chart that I'm about to show you, right? Gold was pumping. We talked about the DXY, right? The DXY got a little bit of a bump leading up to today. If we go to crypto, regularly traded cryptos, USDT. Who remembers when I showed y'all that chart? I said, wow, if USDT dominance pulls off this move, it's going to drag the rest of the market down. I literally just told y'all this on Wednesday. So you had, let me tell you what you had people saying. You had people saying, oh, the Stokes, the RSI, the stochastic RSI, everything is pointing like it's ready to run. Listen, y'all look at me for a second, okay? Because if there's one thing I'm going to do, is get on here and tell you something that's going to help you. If you don't listen to nothing else I say, listen to this, okay? Don't you ever get into the habit of making your trading decisions based off of what one indicator is doing, okay? And don't you ever get into the habit of making that decision what that one indicator is telling you simply because it's overbought or it's oversold. Let me show you something right now, okay? Let me do this. Cancel that. Today. There we go. I see like the damnedest thing on TikTok, and I'm just like, where are people learning how to trade, bro? Like, where are folks learning how to read charts? Delete that for a second. Got RSI. I need, for instance, okay? There are some people, go back. There are some people that would look at this and they would say, well, because it's in overbought territory, it's got to come down. We've talked about this on this live before, you and I, me and you, us. And you remember what I said? I remember what I said because I was sitting here when I said it. I said sometimes you can have a crypto that will go to overbought or oversold territory and it will just stay there. It will do what I call super cruise, and it would just go sideways, either in overbought or in oversold territory. So if you make your buying and your selling decisions based off what the stochastic or the traditional RSI is doing, simply because it's an overbought or oversold territory, you're getting ready to lose more money than you're going to make. Take it from me. I've been there. Glenn did that, so hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. I was born in the projects, roaches and rats. No, not really, but principle is the same. I remember when I was brand new, right? I remember when I was brand new coming into crypto, and I'm like, what YouTube said, as long as it's an overbought or oversold, just do the exact opposite. So if it's overbought, sell it. If it's oversold, buy it. And then I got into a crypto, and because one indicator told me something, I didn't use chart structure, candle analysis, or other oscillators to try to corroborate this story that I thought I was seeing. What ended up happening was something started to super cruise, and I got liquidated, or I took heavy losses. And so over time you learn, okay, just because this is doing this and YouTube says, oh, overbought or oversold, you don't make your decision off this. If this is what you make your decision off of, do yourself a favor, save yourself a lot of money, close up the computer, close your trading accounts, and go find something else to do. I hear drop shipping's making a comeback because this ain't for you. And I don't mean to be mean, but it's like when I look around the space and I see everybody being super friendly, walking you to the gulag, you're not learning. So we're going to try to do this a little bit of a different way. Now, if I have to talk to some of you like you're dumb, so be it. Maybe that's the way you learn. I don't know. Some of y'all went to public school like me, right? Like sometimes it's like that. It's not my intent. I just need you to learn this so that you're going to become successful in a few years' time. Everybody cool with that? How did that Zcash short go? Oh, wait. Well, you being funny? You're not being funny. Zcash went good. It came back down to our points that we talked about. Where's Zcash at? Actually, I'll pull it up here on the chart. We can look at it. that I had on my perpetual Zcash. Boom. We had it marked out, and price came exactly back down to that zone right there. Now, what did I say? I said, hey, this could go one of two ways. It could come back to the zone, and it could completely bust through, which is why you would leave a little bit of a runner to collect all of these, or it can respect this gap, and it can bounce off, and that's exactly what it did. It respected the bounce, and it bounced off. And we'll talk about that. So, you know, you got your zone here that you want to take profit at. Sometimes you don't always leave it directly at the point, because if other traders are wise and you all are developing the same strategy and everyone's got the same take profit zone, your order might not get filled. So no matter if it's a short, no matter if it's a short or a long, I always like to get out a little early, if that makes sense. I may not walk away with 100% of the move that I'm looking to target, but I'm going to walk away with at least like 90-95%. So yeah, it came back down to the zone that we were looking for, and then it bounced off. The little bit of a runner that I left, that ended up taking like a small like 5% loss, but the bulk of that trade was already gone from the take profit, so it's all good. Let's see here what y'all talking about. How does Zcash short go? User 98.6, appreciate the follow. Justin, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Is saying the same thing today. Who's saying the same thing today? You talk a great talk, brother, but you didn't predict this. Every YouTuber. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I got you. Hang on, Kitty. Give me like 2 seconds. Tell me he didn't just say that. Why? It's like I come on here and I try to help, and it's always some fetus meat jackass trying to ice skate uphill. Why? I know what it is. You gave yourself away. You gave yourself away. You said every YouTuber is saying the same exact thing. Was every YouTuber telling you this, I don't know, 17 days ago? Maybe you just got here. I won't even replay the TikTok. I'm gonna take you to YouTube. Y'all want to take a little field trip with me? Come on, let's go. Let's take a little field trip. Let's take a little field trip. This is a perfect opportunity to explain to y'all why I do the things that I do. I don't do this for money. I don't do this for fame. I don't do this for likes. I don't really even come here for friends. I came here for the money, and I came here to help people out, okay? Now, the cool thing about that is whatever I do, for the most part, I post to social media. Oh my God, look at that. This live was on TikTok on 10/6. Can y'all see that? I put this live right here up on 10/6. Y'all see it right there. It says literally 10/6 live stream. If I go over to my TikTok studio and I say live streams from October 6th, this is going to pop up. Thank you for activating the Trump card. I'm about to expose your dumb ass. You ready for this? Check this out. And this is YouTube channel, by the way. If y'all not subscribed, please subscribe to Crypto Glenn. Right there. You can see it right there. Alts are going to dump. 10/6 live stream. I gave you a little bit of a little Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb. I said, hey, I'm going to do you a solid. Even if you don't want to watch the whole 2 hour and 47-minute live, which that was even cut down, right? I think the original live was like 4 hours or something like that. I said, just go to 106.59. That's the timestamp. It's basically where I go in and start explaining it to you, right? You want to see it? Let's just have a little look-see. It's going up, right? So here it was going up, and there it was going down. Everybody see that? We're going up here on the right. We're going down there on the left. Okay. Why is that interesting? I should probably note that after I play this, he's not going to say shit. They never do. It's interesting because right now, if you listen to what everybody is saying, everyone that gets on TikTok, and they hold one of these things in their hand. They're like, oh, the market's back. Everything's fantastic. Woo, it's the start of alt season. Mind you, they've been calling for the start of alt season since January of this year. And they've been wrong every single step of the way. Okay? Let me go ahead and get rid of this one for a second. You can feel it. You can feel it coming, can't you? User.com, you can feel it. You know that little puckering sensation in your hide? You can feel it. I know. It's tightening up. Just wait on it. Just wait on it. I think, again, I think if you're looking at this with sober eyes, you're probably trading more than you're saying, hey, let me just buy on spot and hold. And I'm going to show you, we may be getting ready to turn into a reality where people are going to be taken surprised. People are going to be taken aback by this, okay? If you were to surprise, motherfucker. Look on this chart here, you'd be like, okay, we got highs, we got lows, we got higher highs, we got higher lows. This is great. Everything is fantastic, okay? This is on a higher time frame.
Bearish. You know, the pattern's bearish.
The pattern is very bearish, right? Step back. But Glenn, it's higher highs and higher lows. How can that be bearish? Just wait on it. Back from the ascending channel, right? You're not wrong. But now we need to try to find, is there a monster lurking in the background that none of us can see, right? And so when I was on this chart, I got back from Italy, I don't know, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago at this point, I don't know. I jump on Total 3 and I'm like, I'm doing my thing, I'm doing my doodles, and I'm doing my charts, and I said, you know, I don't really think I like the way that looks. So I'm going to turn on these doodle here. I need everybody to see this. Now, you haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about this because a whole lot of people just aren't far enough in their trading journey where they may have even encountered something like this before. That's not because they don't know shit. They don't know shit. We all sitting around in our circle jerk echo chambers and we all just echo the same thing everybody else is saying. But don't worry, there's a clear leader emerging from the crowd. Not a knock against them. It's like you don't know what you don't know. But this is one of the reasons why I always encourage people to really, you know, you need to ask yourself, what don't I know about this space? Okay? Because while you have higher highs and higher lows and this can look bullish, when you zoom out and you go onto the higher time frames, you will notice that this is a bearish harmonic pattern.
Yeah.
How many people on TikTok you ever heard utter that statement before? That phrase before? The answer is nobody.com.
It's almost like a double top.
It's almost like a double top. This is known as a bat pattern, a bearish harmonic pattern. Okay? Now, when you run fibs, well, when you run the fibs on this, okay, it'll say like, okay, well, X to A is one of the longest legs. A runs up to B. When C comes down, it can't pass A, otherwise it invalidates itself. Well, check that box. Next, when you start to move up to D leg, the thing that you need to be paying attention to is that this area here does not get broken out of. And what I think is increasingly funny is when I go back to my Twitter right here, right, we're at what, 1.13? So when I ask people, I say, yo, guess the next move. Can y'all see that? Guess the next move. And I've been paying attention to this thing for a few days. And we come back over here and I'm like, as long as this... So you're saying I sounded like every YouTuber and I didn't predict it, yet and still I'm giving the exact breakdown right now. And as you can see, we hadn't even come across the lower channel yet. Again, just wait on it. Again, I know that asshole is puckering. Just wait. Upper band right here, we don't go from resistance, try to flip this to support and then push off. I think it's kind of telling. When you zoom out, you start to notice that this whole entire area has acted as a bit of resistance before in the past. Let me close that out. We got rejected back here, right here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here. I know there's a school of thought out there amongst traders that believe the more times you hit resistance, the more likely you are to break through it. It does not work that way. The more times you run against an area of resistance and you don't break through it and try to flip it from resistance to support, come back, check, and then push back off, you're actually going to run towards the downside. Same thing as support. The more times you tap support and you don't bounce off of it, you're actually going to break through support and you're going to flip it from support to resistance. And that's one of the things I wish people would really stop getting mixed up whenever they're talking about trading, because they're... Hold on. So Lux is saying you weren't clear, Glenn. No confirmation you gave us. I'm going to interject and I'm going to touch on this here, and then we're going to go back to this video. Lux, when you say stuff like that, what you're saying is, Glenn, you didn't do it for me. What you're saying is, Glenn, I have no self-accountability. I didn't even listen to what you just said, because if you had been listening to what I said in this video, and I'm going to finish playing it, and if you had been here for any elongated period of time instead of playing Angry Birds, Flappy Birds, paying attention to women half naked on TikTok, paying attention to the right crypto personalities, you would know that when I say confirmation, we talk about breaks and retests. I need you to have the attention span longer than a gnat and just listen. Let's finish the video. They're implanting the wrong seeds in people's minds, okay? Why is that important? So we know we've got an area that we need to be paying attention to here, right? If this, what do we have here? This is 20 hours, okay? Now, assuming that nothing miraculous happens tomorrow, we pumped over the weekend, we pumped on Monday. Weekend pumps can be a little iffy. Pumps on Monday can be a little bit of a fake out. I think really what we need to be looking at is Tuesday and Wednesday. That's going to give us a better indication of what we're looking for. If you notice at this point, and what happened on Tuesday or Wednesday? Did we not start to move down into that channel? Yeah. Keep watching. Pattern or this chart is going up. This has a potential to close on a doji. While a doji does not mean absolute reversal, it does tell you that the pattern, the trend could be running. It's 50-50. The pattern could be running out of steam. Okay. Now I haven't placed a RSI on this. I haven't looked at anything. I'm simply looking at the actual chart structure, which is what I always preach to people. Learn how to look at the chart structure first, and then confirm that with your indicators, which is something else I'm hearing other content creators say, which is like, cool, people are listening, they're learning. Let's keep, pushing out good stuff to our communities. Now I need to find some confluence, right? So what did I tell people to do a second ago? I said you need to look at tether dominance, right? Why is that important? Because when tether dominance goes up, the rest of the market starts to come back down.
And it's down.
It's down, but what's important here is like this is. Now again, Lux, your attention span. Focus on what I'm about to tell you, because if you shut up longer than 30 seconds, you're going to learn something. I don't even know when I charted. This like goes back to like August. So this is like a month and a half, 2 months old. I said, okay, downward channel here. These normally break to the upside. If we do get a breakout, which we did. Lux, I want you to pay attention to a verbiage called break and then retest. Just keep doodling down. Keep taking your notes. We're almost there. Did break, retest, fell back under, broke it, pushed up. Now we're coming back here to what? Retest what once was resistance as support. If this closes as a doji, it's probably telling us, the next, the trend is potentially running out of steam, and we could be getting ready to go back here to the upside. So this is what I'm paying attention to. I want to see how this region here reacts to support, because if this was the breakout and the retest and now we start to push back up, what does that tell us? Let's go back here to our total 3. That tells us that our total 3.
It's on the daily, right?
This is on the daily, so on a higher time frame. That's telling us that our total 3 is probably going to get ready to roll over. Now, the thing about a bearish harmonic pattern is when you get to D, the measure move is normally down. And this part of the video is, what's my man's name? Not Lux, something.com, whatever his name was. You didn't predict it. Just listen. I need you too to have the attention span longer than that. We're almost there. I'm going to bring it home for you. Here comes the big O. Just wait for it. On that leg C. So if you're at 1.7 trillion on altcoins, you're getting ready to possibly go back down to 751 billion total market cap on altcoins. But tell me Again, Howard, again, it's the start of the alt season. So I gave you that predictor right there, and even a few times during this video, I kind of went back and forth between, I don't remember the exact number, but it was like mid-low 800 billion and mid-high 700 billion. And well, let's just see where we ended up at, huh? We're going to come down here. We're going to go back on up here to total 3, if I can find it. Perps, there we go. We're going to move on over here. Oh, you know what's crazy? You know what's weird is this was my measured move line. This red line is what actually happened. Don't those look like they're relatively in the same spot? That's crazy. It's almost like I told you it was going to happen before it happened. Dumbass. Yes, I did predict it. First, I gave you a 17-day heads up when I was in Italy. And then I came back and did a series of lives. And the earliest one, I think I rehashed it or reiterated around 5 days ago. I get it. You can't do that. So therefore, you think there's other people that can't do that. Let me make this very clearly, abundantly clear for you. There are giants that walk among you. And those of us that know what's going to happen in the market or have a good understanding of what could likely happen in the market, we put capital at risk to take advantage of this. And I saw someone in the chat who was like, well, show us how much you made. Cool, I'll do that. But before I do that, I need you to do something for me, right? If you've been here any elongated period of time, you need to understand, or you need to keep in mind that I'm the person that shows y'all my taxes. I'm the guy that showed you what exactly I paid to the U.S. Treasury. And when you get to a certain level, you have to pay your taxes quarterly. You don't pay them annually. Number 2, I'm also the same guy that has showed people what's in my wallet. Probably not one of my better moves, opening a huge can of worms there, but I've done it before. There are people on this live who can vouch for it. There are definitely people inside this community that can vouch for that. Number 3, I'll be happy to show you what I took down from the market today, but you're going to have to do something for me. You got to put up 10 grand. Because I've done all of those kind of shenanigans and hijinks before, free of charge, without having to ask anyone to do anything. I am no longer going to be engaged in the type of relationship where all I do is give, 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 give. I have just shown you a TikTok from 17 days ago where I told you, hey, price had better hold this line. If it doesn't, place your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye. I can replay it for you if you need me to. I've just shown you a TikTok live on YouTube that I posted in case anybody missed the live. They could go to my channel and check it out before this move happened and said, hey, this is what is likely going to happen. Many of you woke up today and you were like, what the bleep has happened? And the people that took this information and they used it as a foundation to do their own research, they profited today. So I will be more than happy to show you the over 200 grand that I took out the market today, but you're going to have to put up 10K. I'd say it's a pretty fair deal. I'll show you 200 plus. All you have to do is put up 10K. Can you do that? I will wait for your reply. I just came back from Italy. I'm going to Dubai. That's not even, what, a month? How many people you know taking 2 out of the country transatlantic flights inside of a month? I'm not saying this to brag. I'm not saying this to boast, but you need to understand who it is exactly that you're dealing with. Like I said, it's always some cat trying to ice skate uphill. I don't have to do any of this. I could have kept all this alpha to myself and just said, well, them's the breaks. The uninitiated is just going to be the uninitiated, and the rich going to keep getting richer. But no, I'm actually here because I want to help you. See how I haven't said, hey, go to my website and buy something yet? All I do is go on live, break down charts, and tell people what is likely going to happen in the market before it happens. Give people heads up on alpha, give people heads up on plays that's coming down the pipeline, the things that they need to be on the lookout for. And I don't mind you challenging, right? Especially if it's the first time that you've seen me, because it's like you don't know what you don't know. But I've been here, God, I've been on TikTok since 20. Right? How long have I been on TikTok? Definitely last cycle, so it's been at least 4 years. Maybe 5 since like 2019, 2020, somewhere right there about. I've been in crypto since 2017. This is my 3rd bull run. Still waiting on all season. If you think that's the dudes, you should get my take on what I think is going to happen with all season. You know what's crazy? I posted something on Twitter, and I wish I could get onto my Twitter, but Twitter right now is like hating. They will not let me in. I told people what's going to happen about this in August. I said, if I told y'all where I see the prices of these assets going like XRP, it would make you piss yourself. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think I might have retweeted that just to, because again, for historical context, is right. Like, y'all need to know who exactly is in this crypto space and who you actually have direct proximity to. And what's crazy is y'all will have direct proximity to absolute hitters and piss an opportunity away simply because your arrogance pisses them off. Don't make that mistake. Yeah, it's actually one of the last ones I retweeted. It's from August 31st. I said, while y'all shocked about the market, here's what USDT Dom is doing. And again, I showed you the same USD dominance chart that I just showed you prior to us even doing a breakout and retest. I said, if I told you where some of these assets like XRP is about to go, you might piss yourself. Oh, wait, I already did. Like I said, man, there's giants that walk among you. Not everyone is trying to get a dollar. Not everyone is trying to take advantage of you. Some people actually legitimately care about being in this space. I don't have to be here. I could be on some island with the Mrs. Chick grab ass. Straight like that. I don't have to be here. Mad Max, DM me your email. I think we're gonna do that off. I'll probably have to do that. Zoom or something that's probably going to be done on Saturdays because it's going to be a lot to cover. And believe it or not, like, I'm gonna need people's attention. I can't sit down and tell you exactly how long it's going to take because I need to put pen to paper and really map this thing. But yeah, so there's going to be people have asked for a Discord. I have to fire up the Discord again, get that all situated. But it'll be a place that y'all can come get access to me outside of TikTok because when shit like this happens, y'all need to be aware of it. Lux is asking how many people took his advice. Lux, it's not about that. Okay, and that's y'all problem. You're too busy being worried about other people. You need to be worried about yourself. You need to be worried about the 24 inches around you that you can control, right? Because here's what's gonna happen. You'll ask somebody, well, how many people took his advice? The room raises her hand. Well, that this big because now you're thinking, oh, damn, everybody got an opportunity but me. And when it becomes more many doubt, don't worry. Lux, if you have information, you have taken, would you have used your own research conclusion where you're taking it to benefit from it? To be worried. There's so much people being worried is doing when these people don't have any bearing in life. Your bills, your family, goals as you do. We don't know. We'd have to have that conversation. But you walking around, how many people took his advice? It doesn't matter. What is they have the advantage to take the opportunity to listen to the information before it happens. And the answer to that question is yes. You good with that? Let's bring some friends up in here. Money Talks Crypto. What's up?
Your mic is a little bit off, man.
My mic is off?
Yeah, it keeps on like, it's like a little bit staticky.
Again with the static. I don't know what that's about.
I was like, it's in me, but then I saw the chat and yeah, it's not just me.
It might not. Still doing it?
Yep.
Say swear.
Can you hear it? Yeah, it's the mic.
All right, hold up. It might have been because I was moving around with it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good now.
All right, that's what it was. Just because I was moving around with it. Thank you for letting me know. No, I definitely didn't see that. Sometimes I go off on these soliloquies and I got to put somebody's ass in check and I just totally miss it.
We were like, wait, we couldn't hear half the thing.
Oh, damn. Damn. I'll try to summarize.
It was like, what? You trying to read the lips because everything keeps on cutting off?
Oh, man. Oh, damn. Basically, what I was saying was Lux was worried about the wrong thing. Lux is where he said, or they said, I don't know if it's he or she. They said, how many people in here took the advice? And I said, Lux, you're worried about the wrong thing. You need to be worried about the 24 inches around you that you can control. I said too often times when people worry about what the next man or what next woman is doing or what they're thinking, these people don't take care of you. They don't take care of your family. They don't pay your bills. Y'all might not even have the same goals. What's important is, did people have access to the information prior to the event happening? Then I asked them, or them, I said, Lux, would you, if you had access to this information, would you have done anything with it? That's the only thing that matters, right? And I told Lux, I said, say you asked that question and 90% of the room said, yep, I took his advice on it. And everyone, those 90%, they profited from it. Well, then it would make you feel this big, and you be sitting here looking at yourself like, well, damn, there's an opportunity that I missed. And with that comes more self-doubt, a hit to the confidence, right? The limiting negative beliefs, all that. In this market, there's no room for that. There's no room for that, because the second you start to hem and haw and second guessing yourself, this is very much a sport. And I don't know if anyone in here is an athlete. I'm pretty sure people are. But, yeah, I was going in. Milf, I was going in. Nobody else. I said, I don't know if
everything's running with Bitcoin and bleeding with it.
I said, I don't know if people are athletes in here. I'm sure they are because, you know, sports is sports. But I said, you've got to feel like you're the best. You have to. The number one receiver on the 32nd offensive rate team in the NFL, every Sunday or Monday or Thursday when they play, has got to feel like they are the best. Because if they don't, you end up playing scared. And when athletes play scared, athletes get hurt. And I'm a competitor through and through. Been a competitor my whole entire life. I was a competitor in college. I'm still a competitor. The sport is just different.
And to be honest, like, I mean, I did read some of Lux's responses. If you guys were here on Wednesday, we had this whole blown conversation. I'll tell you what. I mean, Glenn and I, we go way back, and you know, we have survived. Everyone else has been in and out of crypto content, right? And I'll tell you what, guys. Glenn can tell you, I've been talking about options for years now.
Money
The
does talk about
only
options, and I will say this.
person,
I will say this. I don't mean to cut you off, Money. I will say this. Money Talks brings a very interesting, unique perspective of all this to the table. And what I enjoy about having these conversations with people who may not come from the same discipline as I do is whenever we're able to get together, when the information aligns but they're not from the same discipline, that's normally the market talking to you, right? So if you have an interest to learn, okay, well, I hear what people are talking about the charts, I hear what people are talking about the trading, but now I want to look at this from maybe a more, what I'll call, classical financial approach to markets. You know, the options, they've been around forever, right? You've got stock options, you've got options
since the 80s.
contracts. So, you know, they've been around since the 80s, right? So a long time. Now you've got options contracts on crypto. Maybe listening to what she is saying about some of those contracts and when they expire or rebalancing can serve you better. So do yourself a favor, give her a follow. What's up, crypto chick? That is not the one that I wanted. There we go. Shout out to Crypto Chick in the chat one time. But give her a follow. Give Money Talks a follow, because she'll be able to turn you onto information that maybe you're not getting everywhere. And it's only going to be a benefit to you. What the name of the game here is, you got to have access to really good alpha, right? I've said this before, and like, I don't mean to bust anybody's chops, but again, like, enough with the child's play shit. Just because you get on TikTok and you draw a couple lines does not make you an analyst. Studying the macroeconomic trends and macroeconomic variables that are at play and incorporating that into your investment thesis, that is what makes you an analyst, not just hopping on, oh, you know, I see this head and shoulders pattern here, and, you know, this is what's going to happen. No, when you start incorporating macroeconomic variables that no one is really looking at, that people are seldomly talking about, and you incorporate that into your investment thesis, that is when you become an analyst.
That's cool, mother.
and here's the thing, like, I mean, Glenn knows I barely come up, and if I do, it's gonna be really late at night. Like, we have been here till like 5 in the morning. The only person in the years that I have on TikTok that has ever seen an options trading event comment was Glenn on Wednesday. No one else had charted that before.
Yep.
So the fact that he was charting it and like, Glenn, like, this is happening, it's like literally he's charting it. And I've been saying all week, the options are coming on the 10th. The options are coming on the 10th. And people just thought, they literally think you're crazy when you give them a date because no one can time the market. You guys, these schedules come out 2 to 3 years in advance. The schedule for 2026 already came out. the leaves for 2028 already already were posted as well. So like these are the things that people don't see and they think that they're not scheduled. You go to ChatGPT, whichever AI you want, and ask them, are these events scheduled? Literally type options expiry and quad witching. And even the AI is going to tell you this has been happening since the 80s. It's a
Time out.
scheduled event.
That triple witching or that quad witching, chef's kiss. That was masterful. That was masterful.
Like I'm gonna start charging commission every time I you know, like people don't understand. Like, man, you put his chart together and these triple witching events and these calendars, you guys can retire in the next couple of years.
People be getting on me because I talk about my Buick. I'm like, yeah, I be driving an '02 Buick. They're like, ew, why do you have a Buick? And I'm like, because it runs. Y'all gonna keep talking shit and piss me off. I'm gonna pull that goddamn McLaren out. Stop talking. Talk to me nice, all right? Talk to me nice. I don't want to be this guy. Y'all made me this guy. I was calm. I was cool. I was collected. I was jovial. You know what did it? The live on Monday. I'm like, yeah, run the likes up to around 120,000. I'm gonna share some alpha with you. And Evie and DJ Queen, they're like, we're not. Probably just busting my chops on it, but still. And then I dropped the alpha, and people are like, that's it? That was the alpha? That alpha?
I remember, and it's funny because they even told me the options expired, nothing happened because they thought the options expired yesterday, and I'm like, no, it's 10/10, and they're like, oh, nothing happened, and I'm like, the same thing with triple witching. Oh, nothing is gonna happen in September. September is all season. Watch those ults in September. And I'm like I'm not trying to be right. I really just don't want you guys to get wrecked. For me, it's not about, oh, I'm right. It's about you guys are gonna lose all the profits you just made. Like how look on Monday, everybody was like, everything is exciting. Bitcoin top, then gold top, then silver top. Like the silver topping was the signal.
Duh. Oh, you know what? I sit back and I just look and I'm like, y'all got people really giving y'all alpha for the free skis. For the free skis. And these be the people y'all pushing back on. These be the people you want to talk shit on. It's like, all right, stay broke. Stay losing trades. I can't. So going back to what Lux said, right? Oh, well, you didn't give confirmation. Well, you saw the video. We talked about the break and retest. I showed you what to look out for. The only other thing I can do is come to your house and literally move the mouse around the keyboard and punch in the keys. Let me listen. Infomercial. If you are a man, all right, I want you to listen up. If you are a man and you want Crypto Glenn to come to your house and do this for you, let me tell you what the cost of that is. You ready? I want half of what you make, and I want to be able to come into your house anytime I please. I want to be able to eat your food, and I want to be able to sleep with your lady. You cool with that? Because if I got to do it for another grown-ass man, we got a problem. Now, I get it. That there in itself, whoa. What we have never heard anybody say that. I told you, you are swimming with the sharks. You are walking with the wolves. It's no playtime over here. It's none. If I got to do it for another man, that is the cost. The only other man I'm going to do it for are the men in my family that have the same bloodline that I do. That is it. That's it. I'll show you whatever you need. And in market times when it calls for it, I'll hold your hand for as long as it takes. But if you're a grown-ass man that's able and willing, but I got to do it for you, I want half of what we make. Well, I want half of what I make for you. I want to be able to come into your crib, eat your food whenever I want, sleep with your lady. It's my house. It's my house. Now, you got to ask yourself, is that a deal I want to do? You don't have to answer it. You can put it in the chat. Or you can keep it in your mind. But that's my price. And after I'm done, she ain't going to be no good to you.
Don't. Man, you're coming in hard today, but
I'm done. I'm done.
You,
I am
I get it
done.
because it's like they don't understand the hours that we literally volunteer to do this.
Oh my god.
Uh, and then like you and I, and same thing with what's his name, Job 2J. He hasn't been going coming live in a while, but like we really try to give the community value, and it's like they just want to listen to the same old crap.
Tell me about the flowers. Pat my head and tell me everything's gonna be okay. Yeah, all them. They were telling you everything's gonna be okay, and then you woke up to what the hell? Oh my god. Yeah. Right? You woke up to that. Yeah, you woke up to that. I see y'all in the request box. I got y'all. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna get y'all up here. But yeah, you woke up to that. You said talk about the hours, right? Let's take a step back. Talk about the hours it took for me personally to learn this craft, right? You ready for this? Every single day since the bear market of 2018, every single day, every single night until now. 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every day for 8 years. When have you ever committed yourself to something like that? Not you, Money Talks, but people in the chat. Every single day for 8 years, hours on end. And you think this trading thing is just something I'm just gonna pick it up over the weekend. It don't work that way.
And if people have read the book Outliers, it takes you 10,000 hours to master anything. So if you guys want to master this, 10,000 hours. That's what's gonna take minimum for you to master anything. So whatever it is you're trying to do, you better get on it ASAP. Because I'll tell you what, the days will go by, the years will go by, and they go by quickly.
Every single day for 8 years. What's up, Nate? What's up, Cyrus? How y'all boys feeling?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm great. I am great.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. You called it on Wednesday, just 48 hours ago. You said total 3 is going to 757.
But I got people in the chat saying, you didn't predict anything. You sound like every other YouTube. Listen, every other YouTuber and every other TikToker is now going to change their tune because this drastic drop-off has happened. You can't wait for the move to happen and then be like, oh, yeah, well, I saw it. Well, if you saw it, why didn't you tell anybody about it? Exactly, because you didn't see it. Now you're going to have
And
people.
it's to the point that we both said we were going to leave the market. It couldn't be more clear than that.
Mm-hmm. So, and listen, you're going to have content creators who are going to try to CYA, cover their own hide, and they're going to be like, oh, well, the market tanked because of this reason. Oh, because of tariffs. Yeah, that's the guys that they're going to run it under. But like what did I tell you when we first started the live stream? At a certain point in time, you're not allowed to believe in coincidences anymore. We don't care how it gets there. We just care that it gets there. But it wasn't because of the tariffs. That was the excuse that they gave you. Everything in the market was shaping up to say, hey, we have a problem. And these so-called chartists, if they were in the charts, they saw it, either willfully chose to ignore it and present a lie to you, oh, everything's going to be great, or they didn't see it because they don't have a trained eye. And I'll admit it, you're not going to see everything. But a bearish harmonic pattern on a chart that represents the entire altcoin ecosystem in crypto, yeah, there's no excuse for that. And if you just see like a head and shoulders on AVAX, okay, cool. But a bearish harmonic pattern on a higher time frame on total 3 that represents the entire altcoin space, you didn't see that? Get out of here. You got more studying to do. And I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you proclaim to make. I don't care how many ebooks you may have sold. I don't care how many followers you have. That, I told people, I said, if in fact this is what I think it is, this is going to be one of my most potent trades to date. I can rewind the tape and I can show people that. Historical context. That's the name of the game we're playing here.
I think what most people struggle with, Glenn, is they struggle to understand that it's not the news, it's the market makers waiting for the big news to drop to make the move that was already planned.
Show me the chart, I'll show you the news.
Right. So as soon as Trump tweeted that bullshit about um, massive tariffs for China and rare earth and all that yada yada. Boom.
Yep. Yep. So now the question we have to ask ourselves is this, hot take, is this a cataclysmic enough event to send us into a official bear market? And the answer to that question is we don't know. I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to gas you. I've given you what you need to look out for, right? If you're a bull, you need to be paying attention to those moving averages that we talked about, and you need to see candles on higher time frames. If anybody approaches me on some 15-minute bullshit, I'm going to stone cold stunner them wherever they are at. Higher
When you say time frame, when you say time frame, Glenn, when you say higher time frame, you mean like a weekly and up, right?
I mean
Probably
nothing under
daily.
the 4 hour. 4 hour
Oh,
the
okay.
absolute minimum. I see all these charted. Oh, we're taking trades on the 15-minute. Oh, we're taking trades on the 5-minute. You know how much noise is on that chart. And second thing, while I'm on the subject of time frames, right? Something y'all gotta understand. I have seen content creators who will put out forecasts of what they think is gonna happen based on what they think they're seeing on like the weekly or the monthly. Do you know how much time has to pass by in order for that to play out? Especially if you're looking at the goddamn monthly. You are talking about
years.
Yeah.
Where did y'all
Monthly
learn how to
means
read a
years.
chart? Oh God. I'm trying to contain it. I'm trying to be nice tonight, but I know I'm failing epically. 100%, Cyrus. It's 6 months, a year down the line, possibly. No, we don't need to pray about it. MFers need to come correct. Myself, Money Talks. Who else have I had this conversation with? I've had this conversation with Sleeps ad nauseum. We want the space to elevate. That's it. And that requires people to do work. That requires content creators to get better. You ever play like Call of Duty and like you get hit and someone is up teabagging you and then you get back to the lobby and they're like, get good, noob. It's the same situation here. Get good. I don't know where half these people learn how to read the chart, but it is wrong. Then I go on TikTok lives and I see two people getting together and they're doing the TA on a specific coin and they're doing the TA wrong. So then the people who are watching them are learning bad habits. And then I say what I say, hey, you guys aren't charting that properly. And then Sarah jumps in my DMs. Well, why does it matter? Because we're teaching people bad habits. And if this is community, we're supposed to be looking out for one another. Now, either it's not community and we've been lying to one another, or it's community and we should demand people to be better. You tell me what it is.
And it's 100% because it's like you have a lot of people watching. It's especially the newbies, right? It's like you have to make sure that people are learning the right way. And if you're unsure, like I'll tell you, I don't do TA. I'll just look at a chart and I can tell you based on looking at it the gaps that I have to fill, but I'm not charting every single day.
And you know what the beautiful thing about
My
TA? I don't mean to cut you off. The beautiful thing about TA is someone who's truly worth their weight in Satoshis. If they look at a chart and they just don't know which way it's going, they'll be like, I don't know. I can't tell you. And guess what? Sometimes it's just like that. I don't know. Don't know where it's going. I can't tell you. Too sideways that the lines I don't feel good about it. I don't necessarily have a good bead on the macroeconomic variables. I just don't know. Let's wait a little while. We'll revisit it. But everyone always feels like they have to have an answer when someone says, where do you think this coin is going to go? Sometimes I don't know is probably the most responsible answer you can give to your community. There's nothing wrong with that. And we need to move away from the idea that there potentially is something wrong with that.
I 100% agree. I feel like people just like to give an answer when they're unsure, and then that wrecks the community just because they think they need to give an answer. I'm 100% right with that. And yeah, like I feel like honestly, like if people were just to take everything good that we have in the community and align it, we can literally become unstoppable and show everybody else how to do it. Um, and make sure that the community is having these bigger conversations. Because right now, it's like if people honestly start learning, you put together the calendars, your TA, some of the people that do memes or whatever it is they want to do, right? And Like right now, we shouldn't even be having these conversations. We
We
should be
really
talking
should.
about the tax planning, the asset protection, all of these things that we were already starting to engage in. Why? Because that's how you elevate. And at the end of the day, people don't understand that. Like I tell people all the time, yes, the markets are gonna do what they're gonna do. But if you are literally just addicted to these markets and you're not protecting yourself elsewhere, well, then what's the point? Like people are not even thinking about the bigger picture, like the tax planning, the asset protection. What are you gonna do afterwards? Because they're so short term. And then they're so wrapped up into these news. Like I tell you guys, I don't care what the news says. Because if you know like what they're planning and all these scheduled dates, it doesn't matter if the interest rates go up and down. It doesn't matter what the heck this administration is doing. It doesn't matter what the next administration is going to do because they're always going to be some distraction to get you away from what's truly happening into the markets.
100%. And we have those lives coming, right? There have been lives that we've done some really great lives in here. We've done, role playing scenarios. It's the end of the bull run. You've effectively took your profits or effectively executed on your exit strategy. You've got some funds. What do? Right? We've talked about buying businesses. We've talked about consulting with people that, if I'm being honest, y'all should already have these folks on your team. You need a business attorney. You need a tax attorney. You need an asset protection specialist. Most times they're going to be attorneys that deal in like estate planning. You also need a good CPA, right? And you're going to need like a strong relationship with a personal banker. There's like 5 people you guys should be interviewing for right now. If you can look down the pipeline to see, oh, I'm actually getting ready to come into some money here. Why? Because the time for you to be trying to figure out how to carry out the next phase of your plan is not in the throes of the bull run. And you're like, okay, I got to sell this, I got to sell that. But if I sell that, what does that mean? What is my tax liability? You already need to have this thing done so that when certain price points come up, it's literally just a click of a button. Boom. Okay, I said I was going to do this. I did it. My team's already on board. Yeah, I'm going to have to pay some taxes, whatever. I'm going to take a loan against my crypto, whatever the case may be. Okay, well, once you get that money, what are you going to do? You're going to go buy a Ferrari? You're going to go buy a lake house in Tahoe? Are you going to, buy a business? So you've got a business that's kicking you off extra cash flow every single month so that during the bear market, this thing's kind of on autopilot and then you ride it up to the next bull run and now you're really sitting pretty. Like, what are you going to do? But as long as we keep having the conversation of what the hell is Doggy Moo Moo going to do and what price point is Doggy Moo Moo going to, we're never going to get there. But I've got some people coming in. We're working on the schedule now, and they are like folks that can do a trust for you. They're folks that can steer you in terms of like tax mitigation and all that. They are coming to the live, and I think it's going to be a very good live for people to attend to. And maybe for a little while, just maybe for a little while, we get off of, can you tell me what Doggy Moo Moo's going to do? Can you chart Doggy Moo Moo coin? Lil Z, yeah, DeFi, all of that.
So, Glenn, what do you think is more likely this weekend, a dead cat bounce or a bigger flush?
My money's on dead cat bounce. If we get a bigger flush from here, it's like, oof, like that 200, man. Woo. Like 200's right here. We lose this bad boy. Pack it up. And so I think it'll probably, go up, give some people some hope. Again, in order for me to get on that train, we need to higher time frame, close above some moving averages, and then see what it's going to do. But if you come up to these moving averages, you get rejected, and then you lose this 200 and take out all this exposed liquidity, you might want to write that phrase down. Exposed liquidity, forget it. Forget it.
They'll just be grabbing all that on the way down.
Say that again, Nate.
So they'll just be grabbing all that on the way down, and it ain't coming back up.
Retail or who we talking about?
The market makers.
Oh yeah, they'll grab all that liquidity on the way down, 100%. Because the thing, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The thing you got to keep in mind here, this is just basic chart structure. You got a high, low, high, higher, high, higher, low, right? You're now trading underneath your most recent lower high or higher low. That's not exactly a great place to be. You're not underneath it by a ton, but you are underneath it. So in order to even flip this thing remotely bullish, technically you got to get back above here, 1.81 trillion for total 3. That's just chart structure. That's without looking at any oscillators, any indicators, or MACD, AI trading. Is telling me I need to buy and sell. Fuck all that. Learn the chart structure first. And then once you got the chart structure, pair that with oscillators and indicators to corroborate what it is that you think you're seeing, and let that be your guiding principle. But people would be like, oh, I just bought and I sold because the RSI told me to. It's like, that's not sustainable, man. Like I said, and you're going into a weekend. Pumps on weekends just historically are not sustainable. But we might get a pump this weekend and people would be like, oh, we're so back. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday get absolutely eviscerated. Oh, what happened? Like, you were an
Well,
idiot.
Tuesday, I'm expecting, deeper red.
Glenn, I'm trying to understand. Didn't that wick clear all the liquidity?
No, sir. No, sir. We didn't even finish making the move down here to C, right? And then you still got all this down here that can get cleaned up. Let's light this candle. Look at all
I
that
think
imbalance.
that's probably incoming on Tuesday.
You know?
What's that? 757 on the total 3?
Down here, hell no. That's like 6s.
Oh, 6s.
It's like 631 and some change.
Which I think would
So why would you have to go
coincide
back
with
there
about.
now, though? That's my question. Why now?
Well, what's going to happen again? So why now is you're looking at this chart. You're already in bearish territory, being underneath your most recent higher low. That's chart structure, right? This is what's known as a potential market structure shift. So what happens is you were bullish, and then when you broke your most recent higher low, market structure shift happened. Change of character. You went from bullish to bearish. Well, now what could potentially happen is you might push up against this range right here, get rejected. That's the confirmation, and now you're going to start working on creating lower lows, right? And every time you create a new lower low, it's a oh my God, break a structure, 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 all the way down. Because look, this is what happened. On the way up, you took out all this liquidity. Boom, 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 boom. The market, they move away from where the liquidity was just took. So if the liquidity was just took on the way up, now it's got to go down. Now what happened on the way down? You took out liquidity here, 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 right? Here. You still got some here. You still got some here. All right, I mean, God, if we come down here like, see y'all in 2028. I don't think that's going to happen, right? I want to see where we're at over the weekend, and then we'll reevaluate. I don't want to get too far off into the weeds, but that's pretty much the gist of it. I think every time one of these moves happens, everybody's like, okay, cool, what do we need to do next? Sometimes you just got to sit the fuck down and wait.
Where's the liquidity on? Where's the liquidity on Bitcoin? Around 98 to 102?
Bitcoin? Oh, shit. Damn, Glenn, you did chart that FEG on the day, huh? Nailed it. Yeah, like 98, some change. You said, man, it's a hellified imbalance. It's not crazy imbalance, right? We closed right there. You know, you got some imbalance shit that needs to be filled up. So you got like 98, 94, 93. You know, very turbulent times. Like I said, it's not my goal. It's not my intent to scare the bejesus out of anybody. But it's like you need to know what kind of territory you're in right now. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everything's all good. You know, we have a little ways to go. Listen, on the 4 hour, in order for Bitcoin to get back bullish, you got to get above 122. Not impossible, but you got to ask yourself, what's the probability? And you're getting ready to come up on a little bit of area resistance here at 113.4. So again, you're probably not going to hear this from a lot of other content creators. I just don't have any interest in bending you over and blowing smoke up your ass. Like that's not my bag. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. We ain't got it. Oh.
Yeah, like to his point, like I see in the options, it's too many options expiring too frequently with too much open interest.
It's a whole
So
lot of
it's
money, man.
billions and billions of dollars.
It's a whole lot of money. Real fast, anybody heard from Lux? I showed him that video. He just disappeared. Hitmancrypto.com. Oh, wait, there he is right there.
Yeah.
Be more clear. Is this a cycle top then bear market? Lux, I just told you. Like I said, I get it. You're nervous right now. You may not know. And I'm not even going to beat you up on the questions that you ask right now because at least you asking questions, right? But come on, I need you to have some stake in the game. But that, you know, I need to chill. That really wasn't a bad question. Is this the top or not? No, I don't think it's the top, but I still think, you know, it's a, you know what? Fuck it. Let's have a little fun. If we're 20%, wow. Hey, look at that. If we would have been here, that would have been that 20% mark. No, so you know we're like 11, just about 11% down. That's not a terrible place to be in. right? But we need to make sure whatever bleeding we got going on, we stop the hemorrhaging soon. What Money Talks is saying is, hey, there are still more expiry contracts that are on the table. There's a lot of open interest that might want to see this continuously get pushed down to the downside. That's tackling it from, again, like I said, the classical side, the contract side. We're looking at this from the technical side and said, okay, what are areas that we got to get over, and what's waiting underneath us, and we've covered those. So again, it's not, it's not great. You're kind of in a little bit of limbo right now. So I said the thing you might want to watch out for right now: dead cat bounces, pumping on the weekend, things like that.
Let's get fear. Yo, what's good, y'all?
What's
happening? What's up, Phil? Mr. 100% tariffs, Glenn, what's going on, bro?
Listen, we saw what was going to happen in the market. Money Talks gave it to you from the contract expiry side. I gave it to people from the technical side. How we get there is not my concern. My concern is just that we get there.
Yeah, that shit wild, though.
It's wild. Listen, they'll work out a deal. They will work out a deal. 100% was a number that they had to throw out because it's a number on tariffs we hadn't seen before. It was going to send shockwaves through the market. And maybe, I'd have to look to see when the next FOMC meeting is. I think it's on the 29th of this month. But potentially maybe that sweetens the pot to get rate cuts down at a larger cut.
Where you think it's going to go?
The market or the cuts?
Both.
Right now, I'm waiting to see how this weekend plays out. Like I said, I don't want to get too. I think that's where most content creators get messed up, is they try to forecast too far in advance without any good evidence. I was able to tell people what's going to happen back in August because the way the chart was structured. Right now, everything's going straight down. Right, that's why I'm kind of saying, hey, probably. Wouldn't be surprised if we had some kind of dead cat bounce. But again, I think that's likely what it'll be, a dead cat bounce. I think more importantly, those moving averages that we talked about, if you're a bull, you got to get above those, and you have to get strong candle closures above it. If you don't, you're likely to test, maybe get rejected, fall to the downside, and like a rejection off of any of these, right? So on the 4 hour, you've already, listen, we lost the 200, the 50, and the 20. If you can't make at least that 200 up, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. Now, the beautiful thing about this, right, is there's a lot of gaps in here. It's a gap right here, right? Now, people be like, oh, Glenn, that's cool, man. That's a gap. That means we're going back up, right? Well, not necessarily. With this gap, what you potentially might see happen is, let me grab my little doodling curve. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, you might have price run up, right? Boom. It respects the gap, but then what happens if it gets rejected? Right? What happens if we do one of those? And I know that's ugly, but just like, use your imagination, right? This weekend or sometime coming up this week, price starts moving up. Hey, we're going to come up on the 200. 200 is right in line with that fair value gap from like what? Right here to right here. All right, that's like 115 starting at 113.4. And then, you got that 200 sitting there waiting on you. Well, if you don't push through that gap and invalidate it, what's going to happen is essentially you would potentially well, you wouldn't even respect the gap. You respect the gap if you got rejected shortly where we're at right now, like 113.497. But if you came in, filled it, and then got rejected, I'd be like, okay, cool. You got a rejection off the 200-day movement or the 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Not great.
You don't think the bear market coming in, bro, eventually?
I mean, eventually, yeah. Like I said, 26 is right around the corner, right? I'm just saying, hey, in the next 5-10 minutes, the next, these upcoming days, this is what you got to be looking forward to. Watch out for a dead cat bounce. If you're a bull, you need to try to be sure if you can close above some of these moving averages. If you don't get a closure above these moving averages, if you get rejected off these moving averages, like it's not a good time to be in crypto. I'm not even going to hold you. But if you're a trader, that's going to probably signify, hey, we're moving from longs to shorts. We just had a market structure shift. Technically, your mind should be in shorts right now, right? You're going to wait for the confirmation to say, hey, had the market structure or the change of character, we're going to come back to a zone. If we get rejected off that zone, that would be a confirmation for your market structure shift. And now it's going to be break a structure, break a structure, break a structure to the downside. And that's what you're going to be looking to take, shorts. Now you're going to have all these people running around screaming, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. It's not a bear market, buy the dip. It's going to be the same thing that happened in 2022. It was February. I could go back and I could show you the video if anybody needs to see it. Me and Hanak, we were going back and forth. He was running around promoting Saitama. He was trying to convince people it was still a bull run. He was trying to convince people it was just a small little pullback. And I said, nope, we are very much in a bear market. And it would be a whole another 4 months before the majority of people would catch on. Out here just taking unnecessary haircuts, losing crazy value off their portfolios. That's cool. If that's what y'all want, that's what y'all want. But I'm giving folks, hey, this is what I'm looking at. To me, this is what makes the most sense. Rory, yeah, the 200-day moving average.
He said what the numbers are for those.
For what, the moving average? 200 on the 4 hour, you're looking at roughly 115.880. That's on the 4 hour. The daily, you're good, right? You bounced. You fell through the 200, but you came back. Two things you want to look at on the daily for the 200. Say like this weekend comes and we just tank. You want to try to see if that 200 is going to hold you. If that 200 doesn't hold you and on the daily you close a daily candle underneath the 200, forget about it. Forget about it. You let everybody else tell you buy the dip, everything's going to be okay. Listen, you do not buy the dips in falling markets. You wait for the bottom. You wait for a level. You catching dips in the falling markets, you're gonna take a look at your hands. Them shits is going to be all sliced up and bleeding. You're catching a falling knife.
Hey man, you know something though? I'm still fairly new to this. I ain't even 2 years in yet. But today that shit look like one of when we be getting them damn mean coin liquidity pools. And that shit started going to the downside. That shit was going, that was crazy, man. I ain't never seen that.
I said that earlier. Don't catch a falling knife.
I didn't think that was like I wouldn't think that, something with some trillions of dollars could be dumping that fast.
Man, when y'all saw how much open interest was waiting on the sidelines, like I said, when gold started flagging, I'm like, no. Then Money Talk hopped in the live, she was like, yeah, this ain't right. This shit ain't right. We like, what do the contract, the expiry contracts look like? A whole lot of open interest on one side. Oh, okay. You married the two, and it's like, yeah, this is all bad, man. This is all bad. Well, I remember I checked the heat maps on Bitcoin. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, we should bounce to the upside over here today. I looked at the heat maps, and I said, nope. I looked at the heat maps. I looked at everything I had charted out, and I said, So let me go ahead and just come over here and structure my shorts. Because, this ain't it. I made sure to tell y'all, hey, if this goes the way that I think it's going to go, start looking at altcoins right now, the ones that got eviscerated the last time the market took a dump, and those are going to be the ones that get to hit the hardest. The graph today was down 30 some odd %. 30 by itself.
Man, I saw some coins which was weird, like VeChain. VeChain didn't even take a big hit. I'm just saying, like when I was looking at the chart, looking at my little list of what I got on my trading view,
yeah,
it was just a handful of them that wasn't taking no big hits, and I was like, why not? You know what I mean? But I guess they already so far down, it ain't that much liquidity there or something. I guess I don't know.
Throw the damn towel. He's already bleeding. He can't bleed anymore. Z said ICP was down 58%.
Shit, that motherfucker already down 75%.
Bro, XRP went down to 129. What if I told you I had this on my chart that I told people XRP was going to go to like some crazy figure? Matter of fact, let me try to find it on Twitter.
On KuCoin, it was like 109.
There you go.
I think a lot of exchanges were glitching though, because I saw Link on some exchanges was 8, but on Coinbase the low was 15. ADA was showing 29 cents, but on Coinbase like 61 cents. I think everything was glitching.
What I don't understand is why are people trying to downplay this? It's like, oh, this kind of thing happens in crypto all the time. No, it doesn't. And the fact, like, what I can't understand is the coping, right? People, oh, this thing, it happens. Yeah, dips happen, right? But you can't hop on somebody's page who has told people before a move like this has happened, and then it happens and people just be like, oh, well, these kind of things happen. Nah, they don't. Not to this degree. Not always. You got small miniature pullback. No.
Well, this was a record, right? I think 9.5 billion in liquidations. I think was an all-time record.
Made history today.
19 billion. I saw 19 billion in 24 hours.
Oh, it's 19.
Yeah, 19 billion.
Yeah, that's wild. Because that's permanent. That's not spot.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't get them on these chats right, these comments right now. They're like, Glenn, it's a little too arrogant. No. Y'all wanted me to be humble and still have people who have the ability to talk shit on my name when, again, all I do is come in here and provide alpha. You don't get it both ways. The nice side, the jovial side, that was me when people actually knew how to behave. If people want to talk shit, we're going to hold that mirror up. You said this was going to happen. I said the exact opposite was going to happen. Who was right?
But you know, I never met a successful coach who was nice. I never heard somebody say, "Yeah, my coach was very nice." We won so many games. I never heard that in my life. I heard Phil Jackson was an asshole. Bill
Bobby Knight was on the floor
Belichick,
choking people out.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, asshole. Won't even do an interview with the media.
Yo, guys.
Come on now. What's that?
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
I've been calling for the bear, especially if you've been in since the bear market. You should have been taking profits, like on the way up, like, or unless you're just greedy, in my opinion.
And listen,
Guys,
sometimes
I was been today short. I was been today short because we was have good setup for shorting all day.
It was a perfect time.
And yeah, now it's the weekend. Yeah, easy trade, yeah. But okay.
Glenn,
now I'm waiting on correction, and we will see how good low. And coming.
I'll let you freezing. Come back, you freezing.
His shit died.
Glenn.
Yeah.
You know how the Labor Bureau hasn't been releasing jobs numbers? Do you think that's because of the government shutdown, they haven't been releasing any jobs reports for 10 days now. So do you think that's creating major uncertainty where the FOMC won't be able to make a decision on the 29th?
It could be, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why, we kind of started seeing gold peaking the way that we did, right? Because I think savvy investors, to your point, they know, hey, jobs numbers, they affect what the Fed's decision is going to be. And if we don't have the jobs numbers...
Yeah, we've had no data for 10 days.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I wouldn't even think about that. That's a good point.
I don't even like the fact that we have to even go off of data, period. I hate that shit, especially jobs. Like, that shit just... I don't like it. Especially, like, okay, so they ain't did that, but so what? If we're in a shutdown still, we don't get the rate cut meeting?
Well, they're still going to have the meeting, but Jerome Powell may come out and say, we don't have the data to make a decision. He's always data driven.
We're going to hold.
Yeah, he just may pause.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine what would happen if he came out and said that? The market would shit itself.
It would shit so bad because everybody's already priced in. Well, not now, but before today, everybody had already priced in another 25 basis point cut.
Yep. Fear says he thinks we're going into the bear market. He says, I say we going into a bear market. Just what I think. The bear market could be. Again, I think nothing is really off the table, right? Like I said, I just want to get through the weekend to see exactly how the weekend holds up. See what kind of shenanigans are on the floor.
Yeah, the uncertainty was building up, and then Trump just infused fucking full-blown uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. Lux says, who talks shit on your name? No one. Lux, you was just in here talking about something. You didn't predict this. You didn't see this happening. You just said... Someone rewind the tape. Someone would rewind the tape.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, when I saw the one on Twitter, and I tried to inbox you, you ain't answer, and I was like, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these because Phil Ben told me months ago, Man, you need to unload. You got too many, so I got rid of some. And then,
Wait, where'd you DM me on Twitter or TikTok?
TikTok. Yeah, on here.
Recently?
It's been about 3 weeks ago, I believe. Or it might have been on X. I think it was on X. Might have been on X.
Hey, if I missed that,
Because that's where I saw it at. I saw it on X.
Getting to my messages. If I missed that, my bad, man.
But it's all good. But anyways, I went ahead and I got rid of everything except for my majors, like 5. You know what I'm saying? And today, when we did take a hit, I didn't get hit hard, but it was hard damn enough. So let's get this dead cat bounce and let me throw that in my pocket and we're in stable and we'll just chill out. I've been trading. I caught that wick at the bottom and rode chain link up like 600% today.
Oh my God, the Tigers and the Mariners are still tied 2-2 in the 14th. Damn. Yeah, listen, I think everybody who is in meme, like if you got a meme coin portfolio today, like,
oh hell no.
Rip. Super's down. I think I might jump on more of that. Yeah. I like it. It's just dead, bleeding. Glenn, but if it's dead and bleeding, why do you want it? Call it a hunch.
What hasn't made sense for me for months is how gold and stocks have been running together.
Oh, let me run this by y'all, see if this makes sense. So apparently, AMD got with OpenAI, and OpenAI said we are going to be buying our chips from AMD. But then NVIDIA came in, and they struck the strategic partnership deal with AMD, or was it the AI company, for like a $100 billion investment into the company. So then what it is, it's like, I think it's, I got to go back and look at my notes. Is it World? OpenAI is buying their chips from AMD. AMD just had a partnership, I think, with NVIDIA. So now they're doing something with NVIDIA's chips. But then NVIDIA also has a partnership with, it's just like one giant loop. It's just like they're just making each other rich. I'm like, this is one tech crypto Ponzi just waiting to go down to Johnny Fletcher.
Well, I did see that. I did see this today. 80% of this year's stock growth has been from AI, and 40% of our GDP growth has been from AI.
But have you seen the return on investment from these companies who are making all these investments in AI? They're not seeing a
It's
huge
outrageous.
return. They're not seeing a
Oh,
huge return.
are you talking about the earnings?
Yeah, or like however they have it broken down on like their internal reporting. They're like, hey, we've invested X amount, but our return is Y. We thought it would be much higher. So now people are relegating this AI craze to one giant overhyped search engine. So now people are questioning, like, okay, well, does this start to play an effect during like the next earnings call? Like, there's a little bit of uncertainty what's going on with AI, and the problem with that is if the AI space starts to fall, how bad does that drag down, the other players?
I heard that too. I heard that for the last few weeks. Yeah, I've been hearing it. I also heard, the United States, we see him fighting for it. We don't even have the infrastructure that can even handle it. China like 25 years ahead of us on energy.
Yeah. I hear a lot of things regarding like the process for making silicon. They're like, well, the reason why China and the United States can't make it is because it's so complicated. I'm just like, is it really, or is that more like when Wall Street tricked the everyday retail investors, say, well, you're not smart enough to invest on your own. Let us do it and pay us commissions for it. I kind of feel like it's a bit of that, right? Like if it was so hard, how does Taiwan have the ability to do it, but the United States doesn't? China doesn't. You know what I mean?
What are they producing again?
So they produce like the silicon.
Oh, silicon, okay.
Yeah, that are made for the chips, and they even have plants out there that will actually make the chips themselves. But the process to make the tooling that's needed essentially to make the silicon chips is like really, really complex.
Difficult.
Yeah, and I get the complexities of it. I just question, like, okay, well, if y'all can do it over there, why can't the Americans do it? Why can't the Chinese do it? I just feel like it's I don't know.
Bullshit.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Call it what you call it what it is.
I just feel like it's BS. Like, allegedly we've come up with strong remedies to severely impact AIDS exposure. Allegedly put a man on the moon. There's like all this other stuff, cancer, right? We figured all this stuff out, but we can't. Oh man, the technology, the process needed to make silicon is so tough. We can only do it here in Taiwan. It's like, man, bullshit.
Yeah, we got plenty of chemical companies here in the United States.
We got a lot. Rui says it's a bubble pop. And pumped, yes, the rich feed and the rich, says Lil Z. Lil Z says, sometimes when you sit back and look at everything, all you can do is think too much stuff is going on. For sure. He says, okay, LO. Okay, low fusion reactor stock has been very good for me. I got in at 26. Yeah, that's going the wrong way, man. You got in at 23.6 and it's 148. Oh, decimal point was in the wrong way. Wow, yeah, that's very good actually. You got in at 23 and it's 148.88. Jim Cramer did tell people to buy crypto a week ago, right? Inverse Kramer. Shout out to Kramer. Shout out to Kramer.
Thanks a lot, Kramer.
Yeah. XRP is about to explode. Probably not. Probably not. Just trying to get caught up with chat here.
Hey, I gotta hop off. I appreciate you having me on, Glenn, and I appreciate your insight. Have a good night, y'all.
Thank you for being here, Cyrus. Appreciate you, man.
Of course.
Once I'm dropping off, thank you.
Yeah, you got it, money. Appreciate you being here as well.
No problem. Thank you, Glenn.
Yep. Y'all make sure to follow everybody that's on the panel. Get the panel if you haven't already. Throw Money Talks Crypto follow if you haven't already. Throw Cyrus follow. Throw Native follow as well as Fear. Pluto says Crypto Glenn, bro. Jeez. I mean, we said it was going to happen. Shout out to the XRP community. I told y'all to take profits at 360. What are you down to now? 241. Jesus Christ, brother. Jesus Christ, brother. Told y'all to take every single time I tell XRP to take profits. They don't. And this shit like this happens. You can't see me. 68 says, why do you always buy tops and sell at the very bottom? Who does? Not I.
It'll make something. Everybody's still talking about the clarity bill. Yeah, these motherfuckers can't even keep the government open, let alone pass a bill. You know what I mean? Like they're nowhere close to that. Because when I first read it, when they were talking about it, they said framework 2027 completed. Framework completed. So I don't know why they were like, yeah, we're gonna have it by the end of the year. When have our government ever did anything quick?
Listen, and that's Nate. I think I said in the beginning, we might have been on Joshua Jake's live, and he was going around asking people like, "What do y'all think? What is your guess, right, for how 2025 is going to go?" And I said, I think we get regulation, but I don't think we get the kind of regulation that we're looking for, or regulation doesn't come in the way that most people are looking for, right? And I think we're kind of right on par with that. I wish I was going to be wrong about that. I really do. But my biggest fear, and I've said this before, is that this gets pushed out to beyond midterms, and then we have a new crop of congressmen and women who come in, and someone decides to take the Clarity Act and hold it hostage. And then whatever momentum we had leading up to that point gets tossed out the window. And then the Clarity Act becomes more political football, which when you think about it, would probably be a pretty good catalyst for the alt season just coming to an end, right? Alt season, and then this cycle coming to an end and just starting the bear market, because you could potentially have market participants that just get exhausted, tired of not having any new things coming about, all the things that we were looking forward to, Clarity, stablecoin bill, anti-CBDC bill, and just nothing happening. It just turns into a political football. And anytime any side wants what they want, that becomes the thing that they fight over. And then market participants get exhausted and they just said, forget this, I'm taking my ball and I'm going somewhere else. And then 2026 sucks and we're down until 2028. Punjabi, we're going to make millions. I mean, if you got the right info. Punjabi, appreciate the follow. Thank you. King says, I made money and made more today. Sweet, man. That's the whole name of the game right there. Pluto says, I fuck with you, bro. Thank you, family. I appreciate your support. I really do. Anthony says, XRP Army, get trained from Jim Cramer. Getting training. That's tragic. That is tragic. And if you look, Ripple has banking trucks everywhere. I mean, I think y'all putting too much stock in that. I do. To me, what that says is Ripple couldn't get banking adoption, so therefore they turned around and they just tried to buy a bank. What are they going to do? Trade XRP amongst themselves? You see what I'm saying? What up, Niz? Appreciate you with the roses. Thank you so much. Mr. Crypnosis with the Your Awesomes. I appreciate y'all. Sorry, man. I'm just getting around to seeing this. Crypto stock markets, appreciate you, family, with the 13 TikToks, the lightning bolts, and the confettis. Thank you, sir. Appreciate y'all so much. I really do. So I want to say thank y'all for being here, man. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Y'all decided to come here with me and hang out. Hopefully, I was able to kind of give you some more insight tonight, give you something to think about. Hopefully it was something that maybe you're not seeing everywhere. Like I said, I just want to introduce people to ideas, concepts that, aren't always exactly being talked about. And that's how we're able to find moves like this before they happen and profit massively from them, right? So, again, my number one priority here is the money. Number two is making sure y'all have what y'all need to be successful. And, there's time where those two intersect and we're able to do some really, really neat, unique things. So we'll keep that going. Anthony Burgos, XRP Army's getting trained by Jim Cramer. Saw that. Why did it jump from 180 to 241? Just kind of got bought back on the rebound. We'll have to wait and see this weekend exactly how strong the move is and if it's going to continue where it's at right now or if it's going to continue to slide. Right now, again, now's one of those times where it's like you're just kind of waiting, right? Unless something presents itself in the chart where it's like, hey, it's time to go one way or the other. But this was a big move that happened today. It was a huge move. Look says, don't be scared. Oh, call him out. Call who out? Who's talking shit on your name? No one. Don't be scared. Call him out. Oh, I see what you're saying. They know who they are. We've mentioned my names a few times here. Last live was really good. It was really good. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, man. It's like you don't get a chance to try to talk shit on somebody's name who's given a lot to the space and think like that person's going to remain humble. I told y'all, I'm like, the person y'all see online, the kind, jovial, I'm like, for all you know, that could just be a display, a mask, right? It could really be a savage under there. So.
Did you see what your boy Arthur Hayes said?
Nah, what'd he say?
He said the reason that the market dumped so hard is because centralized exchanges automatic liquidated positions that were with the margin. They say that's why. Yeah.
What makes sense? When you start looking at that open interest, you're like, man, y'all getting a little too heavy on these longs.
Let me snap these boys back into reality real quick.
Oh, y'all thought shit was sweet out here? You thought getting that Lambo was gonna be that easy? Nah, 113K was a support and lost it. When just now? No way. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Yeah, this weekend's gonna be interesting, man. I'm gonna try to see if I can put up another at least 20 this weekend. I think that'd be dope. Damn, you know what's crazy? This inverse Adam and Eve pattern. Ugh. That's another thing. Like now that you back looking at it, it's like all these signs were just here. I don't know how people are saying like, yo, cup and handle, like we gonna be all right. Like, where is a cup and handle in the room with us?
We draw that Adam and Eve you just said. How does that look?
So you got where the bleep. There you go. Right. So you got an Adam. You got the Eve. Now, if you see this the opposite way, you get ready to make a move, and it's gonna be aggressive. Like I said, there's patterns in here people have never even seen before because they just started trading. Like that's whatever. I get it. You gotta, so you gotta sit back and let your page come to you. But it's like, come on, man. Before you even get in this thing, you got, okay, what don't I know? No one asked them, so what don't I know? How many people you heard talk about an Adam and Eve pattern on trading TikTok? Like nobody.
Man, I ain't even seen that shit on my trading candle structure sheet. It ain't even on there.
Exactly. So Rui says, can you please elaborate on the Adam and Eve? So Adam and Eve is just like a super hyper bullish pattern, right? It's normally when you've got a cup, the V goes down and then it bounces up, right? So it's almost like a liquidity grab to the upside. But just like if you see that show up the regular way, and it's going to be aggressive move to the upside, whenever you see it inverse, it's an aggressive move to the downside.
Hey, you know what? I thought that too. When we had that nice big run up, I was like, damn, man, we ain't even go back and catch none of those gaps. Like, are they going to catch that when we get top out and go back down? Yeah, they did. We topped out up there, and it went back down. And I have been saying that shit on myself. Yeah, write that shit down, Oceans, for sure.
Let me get
Oceans
all of that.
He's down. That's my trading partner right there.
Say that again. I was sneezing. I didn't hear what you said.
Oceans of wisdom down there in the comments saying putting pen to paper. I was like, yeah, write that shit down for real, because that's something I never heard of, man. I took the basics. And you said the basics ain't gonna get you but so far. And you told me that.
So far. At a certain point, it's like you got to skill up, you got to level up. And this thing, like, listen, I'm the one that pointed this whole entire move out to people. Guess what? I'm still learning. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, every single day for 8 years.
A while ago. 8 years all the way up till today.
Yep.
So, yeah,
I respect this
shit.
I appreciate it. I don't think this is like anything that you get into and it's like, all right, you learn how to play football. It's like, boom, I know how to play football. You learn how to play ball. It's like, boom, I know how to play ball. This thing right here is always ever evolving. It's changing. And like, you can't just be like, oh, I got it. I'm good. I'm going to go on the beach and hang out for 3 months. You will get back and you're going to get cooked. Because the market makers are always trying to figure out, okay, what new innovative way can I use to like take these people money now? I got it. Right? And then they just put that plan into action. And unfortunately, it's like you got to get beat up a couple times whenever you see some new stuff to be like, okay, cool, I recognize that. All right, here's how I'm going to play it the next time. Excuse me. Katie says, what about the 3 bottom points? What 3 bottom points? Steve, appreciate the follow, man.
He might be talking where you touch that trend line. What? That bottom trend line.
This one here?
You got that support. I guess where you touch that support. But you only touched it. Yeah, you went slam through that support. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you went through that.
Wide open. In a blink of an eye. In less than a cigarette.
Yeah, it's crazy. How long did that take?
Man,
because I was on the bottom, my phone was just like bing, 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 bing. I'm like, oh shit,
yeah,
what's happening?
Me too.
Oh, it was fast, a 5-minute candle. Yeah, it was fast.
But if you go back and look at the that tether just for that short period, you've seen them scaling up the tether.
Yeah, look.
You see them scaling that shit up in like
look at that.
A small bit of time.
We literally talked about this the other night. I said, man, if tether shoots up here, the entire market is cooked.
And that motherfucker almost went up there and hit that damn top line, that line you got, that trend line you got up
We
top.
said 6%, and
Yep.
it still might try to make a run up there. Like I said, it might be people talking like it's over and we just gonna bounce back. Like it might just be taking a pause. We don't know. We don't know. What'd you say, Lux? He's
So
never
you
humble?
want me?
Say that again, Nate.
I say you want me to give you my perspective from it, because you know all the technicals I don't know, crypto I just don't know, but I do know hustlers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this how I look at it. All right, so gold done ran up, silver done ran up, it's pulling back. They done took their profits from that. They done took their profits from all the big gains in the stock market, and they said, what can we do now to make some more money? Donald Trump, hey, we need to get this crypto going. We need to draw more attention to it. They dropped the shit out of it. All his buddies and everybody else, they buying now. Believe that. They accumulating right now as we speak. And they gonna run it up. And I believe we'll run back up. That's what I believe. But I'm just gonna be cautious about it. I'm not gonna get excited and who start dumping money in it and all that. I'm finna watch this play out. I wanna see how it plays out. Sometimes you just gotta sit back and be a spectator sometimes.
That's what I'm saying now. You need to sit back and just watch and see exactly how this stuff is playing out. I think obviously here, I'm sorry, not Bitcoin dominance. I don't want Bitcoin dominance. What do I want?
Because just the only thing about it, man, they got too much fucking money in it to lose.
Yep. Well, you know, the other thing is sometimes they don't care. It's like, yeah, I got a whole lot of money, but it's like, I got hundreds of $1 millions in here. I make a small percentage on that. I'm good.
Yeah. And then they also need some write-offs.
Oh, look at that. We still have a gap here that needs to fill at 111. Let's just go ahead and take that out. We're in the neighborhood right now. How long ago did I have this charted? September? That's cool. Bitcoin futures chart. Gap. Right here. Let's go ahead and just take that out. We're right here. Come on. We got anything else? That would be gnarly. 103. We got one at 92. Yeah, remember that 92 that was just down here lurking? People thought we forgot about it. Like I said, this thing could not be done. It could just be taking a pause. Oh, everybody buy the dip. We're going to rebound. Cool. Y'all done buying? Let me bring this back down here. Crazy. Luck says, yep, never humble. You giving out cold shoulders and everything. Listen, like, I don't know what y'all... How do y'all think this goes? Right? How you think this goes? Think about everything that's led you to this path. Everybody's stroking your head. You're a guy, you're a girl. Everybody's stroking your hair. You feel me? Telling you everything's gonna be all right. And then you wake up today and like some of y'all, that's what some of y'all need. You don't realize you at war. You don't realize this is very much a militarized operation. You just here, just bump on a log. I'm going to long all willy-nilly. I'm going to short willy-nilly. You have no strategy. There's no trade theory. No one's gone through to teach you these things properly, nor have you asked. You haven't woken up and asked yourself, hey, what don't I know about this particular space? But you want to be great. How can you be
And with 98%.
And win 98%.
And with 98% of the people in this space with their hard-earned money, it's only a few silver spoons in here that, you know what I mean? Like, people, these hard-earned dollars, man, it took you a long time to make that money.
Every
and your
single
money goes in
day
seconds.
for 8 years. Has anyone done anything every single day for 8 years in this room besides eat, shit, and breathe?
Even if you got a job, you got a day off.
Come on, man.
And then my wife say, why you always messing with them charts always on it? Because I'm trying to learn this shit.
Because I'm in a live with someone who just took out over $250,000 in one day. The shit's not real. It's not real. I took a Bitcoin, I leveraged it in Graph, 20x leverage when the market started moving on spot. Graph was down 30%. Let's just do the math.
What you saying? This your start?
If I would have left
Is
every
this your
single
start,
penny
or
in it
this
when the
was your
market
move?
started moving, I would have pulled out over 600,000.
Hey, fuck.
I'm not gonna be nice. You don't need nice. Y'all need someone who's gonna tell you like it is, because being nice and telling you what you want to hear has got y'all invested in meme coins, and that has got y'all absolutely waxed. What you need? You need you need to go in the garage. Let me get my McLaren. You need to go in the garage, grab the vet. I need to go out to the jewelry store and buy another watch I don't need. Like, what? Are y'all not entertained? What do you need? I tell you, hold me accountable for the things I say if I get something wrong. I tell you to go back and audit the content so you can actually get a clear beat on who actually has an idea of what's going on in the space and who doesn't. I tell you what's going to happen before it happens most times, or at least what has a high probability of happening before it happens. And for whatever reason, people just be like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm really starting to question if people want to be successful. I am. I can't want it more for you than you want it. People get in here, they talk all kinds of crazy, they talk reckless, and you supposed to just be like humble? No. Humble was the 8 years or 4 years you was eating shit because you was trying to get it figured out. It's not arrogant. This is just like, come correct and I'll be correct. Talk crazy and it's like, this is what you're going to get. As long as the space continues to have people that need to skill up and they just keep perpetuating bad information, I'm going to be on there. Belt to ass, foot on necks. Unapologetically about it. Like, it's no soft shit over here. Y'all want people to hold your hand and coddle you. Like, the world is going to chew you up and spit you out. It will give you the exam first, and it will teach you the lesson after. I'm not here to coddle nobody, man. I told y'all a long time ago, I want absolute killers, absolute dogs around me. Because if all of us get this right, then when the time comes, if it comes time for us to put some bread up together, we're that much stronger. I don't want weak people next to me. I don't want weak shit next to me. I don't want people who unsure themselves next to me. I don't want people who have self-esteem issues. I've dealt with that before. No. Life's tough. Get a helmet. Toughen up, Buttercup. What do you want for you? And when was the last time you actively put forth a valiant effort to go and make it happen? That's the only thing I know. You can't, listen, I have built businesses. You cannot take someone who has built things in life and taken them to profitability over 20 years and be like, okay, now sit down with this person that hasn't done much of anything. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So if you want to get better, if you want to skill up, you're going to have to come up and match me. I'm not going down to match nobody. No. I want killers. I want wolves. I want sharks. No snakes. No sheep. No weak shit. It says, "Oh, Grill Outside did say the other day that options expire." Yeah, listen, Money Talk, she's been on it. We've had that conversation ad nauseum for months. And every time we get together, every time we talk, it's like it's going just over people's head. Because y'all don't want it, man. Y'all want the next meme coin. I'm like, this shit special ed as fuck, man. Buckle said, straight up dogs. Don't put up together. Mine is mine. Am I recording this? Yeah, it's being recorded. I guess TikTok records it. I'll have it after it's all said and done. Mozart says, I'm glad I'll be tuning in. I'm glad you're here. I really am. Like I said, it was some good stuff dropped tonight. Hopefully, people, they take a look at what needs to be taken a look at this weekend, and they actually, make something happen if an opportunity presents itself. Lil Z, appreciate the TikToks and the TGIFs. It is Friday. I be forgetting that sometimes. So why go live now if no one's on your level? Somebody got to keep it real with y'all young motherfuckers. Y'all be getting lied to and led astray for too long. Somebody got to have your best interest. How many times I have to tell you that I legitimately want y'all to do better, but I'm not going to do it for you? I told you this months ago. Maybe you weren't here. I said the way I look at it, we're in the building's on fire. I can clearly see the exit. I am willing to help you out, take you by the hand. You can use me as a crutch, but the second you start to slow me down, I got to let you off. I got to leave you where you're at. I'm not sinking for you. I have literally a whole family that is depending on me. Both primary family, extended family. That is literally depending on me. Why am I going to sacrifice myself for you when they need me? I will help you get out of this building. But the second you slow me down, I got to leave you where you're at. If that's too harsh, go out and see someone who just wants to use you so they can enrich themselves. Period. I don't have enough fingers or toes to count the amount of times I've told y'all what's about to happen in the market before it happens. Oh, that's arrogant. Oh, I don't like that. Well, then go over there where they talk that soft shit and let them lie to you some more and let them keep feeding you bad intel some more. Like, I don't know what y'all need to see. Like, what is possible, bro? Like, I'm not doing a house tour. That would be stupid. Some of y'all just weird, bro. Jack Jordan said that's the realest shit I ever heard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like you enough to lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Can you zoom in the charts a little bit? Yeah, for sure. This is the Bitcoin. If you got a specific chart you want me to look at, let me know. I'll probably do this for like another 20 minutes or so, then cut it. I need to get a sandwich. MILF, ain't it? It's weird though. Like, some of the questions y'all be asking is just, it's weird as, like, keep it on the crypto stuff, man. I'm not here for all the extracurriculars. Say, y'all look at Say. Say's the homie. Actually, let's take a look at Say. I haven't looked at Say all day.
Think about all the people that had them loans out on their Bitcoin. Whew.
Psych. I wonder people who have loans against their Bitcoin, how did today's move affect them?
Yeah, me too. I wonder that.
Oh, Say took a hit today.
A loan on anything. Just a loan on anything. Are they like, yep, let me get that?
The margin calls was coming in like ring a ding ding. Hey, you gonna need to deposit some more. Otherwise, we're gonna have to margin call you. So yeah, for the most part, all these charts is gonna look the same. Really, what you're waiting on now is structure. You need some kind of structure. There's not really a ton to look at. You may have like a few outliers. This came down to all that liquidity.
And I say that, and fucking Morpho back up to where it was. It's one of the first ones that made it back up.
Morpho is so fucking strong, man. Shout out to the team over at Morpho. We got some stuff cooking.
Yeah.
Had that marked down all the way back at June. Said, yo, if this continuously goes down, 11 cents is where she'll go, and came down to 9.
So did you jump on that Aster little train that was going? Did you jump on Aster?
I did not. I have a theory. Once people start talking about it on social media, it's probably already done and over with, and I'm not chasing any green candles. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, true.
I'm not doing it. You know, they did that with Zebek. I didn't get in on the Zebek.
Yeah, I was actually in Zebek like a few months before for the pump, and that was a very good. That coin really pretty much got me got me all the way good from I was down because I didn't sell in December.
Yeah,
so I knew exactly how to play that motherfucker. So when it ran up, I took my fucking money. I left a small amount for airdrops and men sleeps had the little Z-Bet card, stuff like that. But and I played it on the liquidity pool. I made good money on Z-Bet for real. That was about my best coin since I've been in, like, far as playing it the correct way.
Like, I will say this to his credit, Rico was talking about that. I want to say like maybe a year ago, maybe a little
he
longer than
was.
a year, right? Like
That's who told me. That's who told me about it.
Oh, Rico did.
Yeah, Rico told me about it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, listen, I'm going to give credit where credit's due, right? Like, dude was definitely talking about a year ago. Now, I'll be honest, because he's a part of the XRP community, I was like, yo, whatever y'all talking about, I'm staying far the fuck away from me. That just happened to be one that went and did his thing. Yeah, Rico, he was on it. He was talking about that for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
That one and was pretty good too. Axelar, they did pretty good. I didn't stay in it long, but I stayed in it. Yeah, Axelar. It's a bridging token for the ledger, but it's also on EVM with Ethereum. That's what brings the Ethereum over to the XRPL. So, they got that RLUSD over there. So if you're doing anything, you want to bring it from Ethereum over there, you're going to use Axelar.
Said I hope Rico's up. That's coming from said that.
Glenn, next time you tell people that the market's gonna drop, bro, we expect you to call each person individually from your followers and let them know, okay? Just in case they missed it.
Listen, man, that's on the TikTok live. It ain't gonna be nothing but just to go back and review the tapes.
Literally, like the last 2, 3, 4, 5 lives. Hey guys, market's gonna drop. Hey guys, watch out, market's gonna drop. Hey guys, look at these numbers here. This shit's about to go down, sinking ship. I'm like, how much clearer can it get? I was reading the comments earlier, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, we spent 2 hours on the live repeating the same thing over and over again.
Listen, they like to listen. I like losing money. I like being broke. I like being in whatever financial situation I'm in now. It's that self-limiting belief. It's like, if you knew what I knew, if you knew what you knew, if you knew what money knew, if you knew like some of the stuff that Nate has seen or some of the projects he's gotten into, like, this stuff it's real, don't get me wrong, but it's like, it's not real until you get over that hurdle.
I done lost my ass off.
Somebody said, thanks, Kitty, he ain't clear. That's the thing, guys. You got to do your own research on top of everything that we say. You got to add your own charts. You got to add your own research on top of everything. You got to verify the hypothesis that takes place on these lives. You got to do your due diligence.
They're not listening. It's like
the fact that Luck's still saying that is crazy. You showed him the whole video. Yeah, that's funny.
I can't
just you might well just quit because he like, nah, man, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on. He didn't tell me, like he said, he wants you to get his wallet, load it up, and sell for him.
Yeah, can't do it, bro. I hear once you try wholesaling houses, man. Try wholesaling houses. I hear that's making a strong comeback. Because this might not be for you, man.
I have extra McDonald's application for whoever wants to apply, guys. I printed out a bunch. We're gonna need them. We're gonna need them, ladies. Oh man,
I'm about to buy a warehouse. Like Devin Booker, like Devin Booker got. I'm about to put all my stuff in there, and we gonna get it catered by McDonald's. So whatever McDonald's y'all end up working at, let me know. I'll come and order like a couple hundred Big Macs and value combo meals, and y'all can cater the joint.
Fuck, man, shut it down. It's over. Just shut it down. God damn, McDonald's, come on, man.
Can this be Lux's last live? Listen, Milf, I actually like having the haters here because, again, everything we do it's recorded, it's on social, it's for historical. They only end up making a bigger ass of themselves.
The haters are like, what T.I. say? The haters are fuel to my fire.
Oh, my God, it feels so good. That's like that 93 octane.
Motivation. Yeah.
You ain't stop by growth.
Yeah, that shit go hard.
Oh man,
the funniest thing is The funniest thing is some big traders in the space that have their own followings of 10, 20, 30,000 people that are part of their tight-knit community. And they invited me in. I'm a guest in all of their communities. So I just sit in the background, I watch, I add my 2 cents every now and then. But the funny part was that one of these traders who I constantly interact with, who's been extremely profitable this bull run and the last and the one before that, and he really knows his shit. He's been giving his community the blueprint breakdown of, hey, I'm getting rid of everything. I'm getting rid of everything. And this is what I'm doing. These are the moves that I'm making. And yeah, it's and people still didn't listen. Didn't do anything to actually protect their bags,
I'm convinced, like I said, people, they don't want real instruction. They don't want to learn. They say they want to learn. They don't really want to learn. It's like, just do it for me.
So what they gonna do if that guy just passes away? Unfortunately, you know what I mean. Then they stuck. They waiting on. Damn, who gonna give me the answers now? Oof. Nah, I come here to learn. You see me on different lives with different people because I see value in that person and I want to learn what they know because that's the only way you're gonna learn. You can't just go out there clicking through damn YouTube videos and shit and think you're gonna find the right stuff.
It's gonna take a long time. Like, the information is out there, right? But I think when you learn from someone, especially when you learn from someone who's executing at a high level and they've got a history of doing this, what happens is you end up collapsing time. So for me, like I said, I got in 2017. TA popped on my radar like 2018. And I don't think I really hit my stride until like last cycle, at the beginning of last cycle. That's when I was like, oh, okay, like I got it, right? Got my ass kicked a bunch before that. 2019, 2018 was just like horrible. 2020 came around, started getting some wins. 2021, getting wins, losses, wins. And now, like I said, if I take 10 trades, I'm probably going to win 7, 8 of them. So I'm like 70%, 80% trader, which is, it's a pretty good spot to be in. If anybody asks, like, how would you do that? I tell you, just, first of all, learn one trade and just trade that one trade. And then when you master that, we'll move on to the next one. And then the next one.
One coin?
And the next one.
One coin?
No, I mean one style of trade. So like, you'd be like, the only thing I trade is wedges. Okay.
Fair value gaps.
Or for very, like, just, right? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the FEGs for me this year, and Kitty, it's like, they've been paying tendies, bro. They've been paying tendies. Like, but just basically get good at trading one style of trade and get great at it. And then when you get great at it, try to incorporate another one. And then another one, and that slowly just starts to build out, your library. But you have to be able to take instruction from people who know what they're doing. You got to be able to take instruction from people who have a decent history at this. Not folks, I took $120,000, I put it in the Doggy Moo Moo coin. What happened? I got liquidated, but let me teach you how to trade. No, you should probably stay over there. You got a special type of cancer. I don't want to import that. Like, I'm good. No.
Man, how fast the damn 1 hour candle was moving today. I thought I was on the fucking wrong time frame. That shit was crazy.
That's wild. Glenn, at what point in the bull run do you start buying to avoid a falling knife? When it levels out. You try to look for that thing to start building some structure, maybe going sideways a little bit. But if you're just buying, right, you don't know when it's going to stop. It can keep going. You can have a drop, it can base, and then it can go up, or sometimes you can have a drop, rally, drop. Or drop, rally, base. It just depends. But when it just drops off a cliff like that, no, without it having any kind of structure or any kind of settling, like, I'm not touching it.
And most of your charts look like that, and that don't look good at all. Yeah.
Granny made a vid of me. I hope she got my good side. What'd she say? I already know what people are going to say. You can't call this. I don't know if this is what she said. You can't call this. This didn't have, it was. It's on tape, y'all. It's literally on tape. Like what? I don't know. I'm not gonna get too worked up because, like I said, I haven't seen the video. Don't know if I will see the video. I don't even know if it's, I don't know. Don't know if it's a value add or not.
Well, go ahead, just to let you know about another play that you want to just put on your radar and start looking into. Solana have their own privacy token now. The first phase is called Umbra, UMBRA. Just launched today, so you got to give it time to play out. But it's under RCM, and RCM is I guess it's like the main. I want to say it's just like it's the main project, but then they got Umbra up under it.
Is it Umbra Crash or Cash?
Umbra Privacy. Yeah, you'll see it on X. It's on X. It's the incognito mode for Solana.
This isn't it,
Yeah.
though, you saying?
What's that?
I said this isn't it.
No, sir. No.
Okay.
Look up Umbra Privacy. Or you can go to, or you can look up RCM HQ. Yeah. And then you'll see it on RCM's page. But
looks like we're prepping to roll over with Bitcoin once again, slowly but surely.
Hey now.
Retrace that down.
If this is it, I'd be like, damn, that was a weak ass dead cat bounce.
Didn't Solana just launch another coin called Plate?
I don't know.
I don't know. What is it? What is that about?
I don't know. I saw a post on it on X. I didn't look too deep into it because Bitcoin started crashing and I started opening up shorts like crazy. And I completely forgot about it till you said something about Solana right now.
Let me see who this is. Is this the Michelle Kirby? Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Hi, this is Michelle. Hello. Don't laugh at my voice. I'm Michelle with a schlong.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Well, she feels.
You want to go along with G Gap, baby?
She probably wants to go along with some XRP.
Oh yeah, that is the XRP lady. Yeah, sure
That
is.
shit crazy.
Oof.
Jonathan, what's up, family? How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good.
Good, good. Long time no see. Hope everything is well.
Yeah, been a minute.
It's been a little while, yeah. It's been a little while. How's everything shaking over there?
Not bad.
I love it. I love it. Who is this? Oh, I got people popping up here. Hang on, y'all.
Hey Glenn, I'm gonna hop out, bro. I'll catch up with you.
Cool, man. I appreciate it. Y'all make sure to throw Nate a follow here if you haven't already.
And then hit me up whenever you get ready to do the little run through.
I will for sure. Like I said, it's probably gonna be mostly on Saturdays. I just need to build out the.
That's perfect. That's my best days anyways. Yeah, those are my best days.
Okay.
Yep, just give me a heads up.
I will.
I'll see you.
Maybe as
I'll see
early as, like I said, later this fall, probably as early as this winter. And,
Okay.
we start tipping into the bear market around that time or shortly thereafter.
Perfect timing.
It'll be good because,
Perfect timing.
never waste a good bear market, right?
Yeah, bear market might be here a little bit earlier than what we think.
There we go. We'll have to wait and see.
Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you too, Nate.
Bye.
All right. I saw y'all trying to get here inside the chat, but some of y'all might have ducked out before I can hit that confirm button. So if that's you. Brosa says, if something happened, why is BTC falling? Yeah. So markets were starting to run a bit frothy. All these targets and charts and assets were starting to run into some of these premium zones here. A lot of people want to run under the guise that Trump imposing 100% tariff. Jesus Christ, man, why do y'all do that? There you go. Is the cause for a lot of the market selling off, and I'm sure it didn't help. But myself, Money Talks, there were a few of us that actually saw things happen in the chart before Trump announced the tariffs, and this might have just been the little push that was needed. So there you go.
So I'm curious though, Glenn, do you think with this dip correlation, is there going to be more of a correlation, or is decoupling still in the game plan?
Decoupling for
coins versus currency?
No. And I know we want to get to a point where like everything gets decoupled, but one, the market caps aren't big enough. The whole entire market cap as a whole isn't big enough. I don't think that is. No.
Gotcha.
The space in its entirety is still pretty small. When I think of coupling, I mean like the dollar could be going down, but gold starts to tick up, right? Or even like something like Bitcoin. Dollar goes down, Bitcoin goes up, or dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down, right? To me, that's a very strong decoupling when they can separate themselves. But the fact that you've got fiat, that we measure everything in fiat, you've got altcoins, and I'm just talking specifically about altcoins here, where they don't have a big enough market to even command that kind of event like a decoupling. Probably not for a while. I think one or two things has got to happen. Either the dollar's got to fall off a cliff massively, where it's like, hey, we've got to start pricing things in different assets. Don't know that that's going to happen. Probably not in my lifetime. I think you'll have, for example, right, fiat, but then you also have like, hey, this is priced in Bitcoin, it's priced in Satoshis, right? You could potentially see that happen. But again, probably won't happen for a long time.
Yeah, I do agree. I do think though there is becoming a frothiness on the investing side, with everything being overvalued with market cap.
Yeah, I think personally the frothiness of assets is very real. Excuse me. I think the frothiness. Thank you. I think the frothiness of assets is very real. I just don't think. Let me take back. The frothiness of assets is real. I think the overall imposing threat that we've got to pay attention to is what happens to those assets once the tops get established, right? Obviously, they start to tank, but I question how severe are those rollovers going to be. Like when I saw gold hit $4,000, I said, well, that's cool for everyone that's holding gold. Something to me just doesn't sit right about that. And looking into it, what I found is whenever they say gold starts to run like that, that's just showing that investors are uncertain of what's going on in the marketplace. So,
well, you've seen them raise gold from a tier 3 to a tier 1 asset here just like 3 months ago. Not even 3. I think it was like 2 months ago.
No, I didn't catch that. What was that on?
Everywhere on everything. It was one of those looky-loo situations. Like I think it was there was something going on in the around, and they kind of quietly done that behind the scenes, But yeah, if you look into it, just 2 months ago they raised it from it might have been maybe a couple of weeks longer, but it's serious business. They raised it from tier 3 to tier 1 asset. No kidding. That's worldwide.
Well, that's interesting because I know China and Russia have been buying gold like at a very alarming rate. So
exactly, yeah.
Something to do with it.
I guarantee it.
I do think so. Gold is becoming more than just a holding a value alternative. It's used in so many assets.
That's true.
For example, all the chips and stuff. So a lot of banks are buying gold, but yeah, it is becoming a safer store of value for most alternative investing.
More and more things.
There's banks that are buying it just to kind of shore up their reserves, right? Like I said, if the dollar is kind of going the way that it's going people are just uncertain. It's like, okay, well, we can't just have all this. Think about it. If you had all that money with no hedge, no reserve to back it up, and it just faltered, that leaves you in a really bad spot. So I think that's why people are turning to buying gold. And they're saying, hey, at least, this is something that we know. We can trust it. This has been around for damn near a millennia, right? So I think that's why a lot of people are saying, hey, gold, let's go to gold. We can always go back and flock to gold. And then when it's safe to come back outside, we can take the money out of gold because it's going to, it's not even going to hold it at this point. In some cases, it's probably increased the value of what they're able to buy, right? And it's like, if you guys like that, okay, well, cool. Wait until you get into Bitcoin or wait until you discover Bitcoin. Like, it does that, but it does it at such a faster clip. You know what I mean? You've got more optionality. And that's the important thing. Money gives you optionality. So if a lot of these banks, if a lot of these governments are saying, hey, we're going to buy gold because they don't want to do fiat. And if the governments don't want to do fiat, ergo they don't want to buy the Treasury Reserve, notice they don't want to buy the debt of other sovereign nations, it's kind of telling. No one is a fan of how every other country is devaluing the dollar. No one wants to have the money that they work hard for, the taxes that they collect tied to, the fiat currency. Then when they go to recall it and they need it to use it, it's not worth a damn. So...
Well, you got back in the 70s and 80s, the dollar was universally a traditional asset that everybody could hold and had faith in. Like, it's just not that case anymore. You know what I mean?
That's not the case. I remember when they said China's cheating, they're devaluing their dollar. We got to do something about this. It's like in 2008, just off the heels of the collapse that the United States had, and China swore up and down, nope, it's not us. We're not devaluing our dollar. Then you look some 20 odd years later, almost 20 years later, how that's playing out. Nasty.
Yeah, exactly. And look at the market now. Wow. And the time between, the instances has been just, wow. It's been crazy.
Pretty bad. So, yeah, I think just kind of waiting to see exactly how this market shakes up. But I think precious metals, personally, now that like I said, gold's $4,000 an ounce. I think. So what was silver at? Like 40 and some change.
Yeah, silver went up a good bit.
Well, I got to be honest with you guys. I'm holding a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
What was that?
That's what it is.
Is that bullion? Or
yeah, bullion.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's
I've
just
seen guys break that down. They said they carry. What's the amount good for transport? Like if something were to happen, what do they carry? It's like these little small, right? Ain't like to carry
tiny pieces.
Yeah, exactly. So if anything happens, I can break it off. We can barter. We can kind of do it like that. And I think it's smart. But again, I would like to see where precious metal goes from here. Given everything that happened today, like we'll take a look here at gold's chart. Gold held up relatively strong.
Even copper's up.
Yeah, copper's been going up for like the last 3 years, which is.
It's steadily been rising, but like the high that it's at. It's just crazy. I can't. A lot of people would have never seen it coming.
Jams in here, 2 ETH loaded. Yeah, listen, I haven't seen Mooney. What is ETH at right now? Last time I checked, it was like 38, I think. Where's ETH at on my chart?
I got a 2,400% last night on Pump Fund. Now I watch that space quite heavy. I'm in the trench a lot.
You're playing in the trench. So what did you get for 2,800? What'd you do with the proceeds?
Well, I be honest with you, I got a little bit of land that I'm dealing with, so I'm kind of remodeling my house right now. And
smart.
I give my truck the brake shoes it needed, and the tune up it needed. Things like that.
Yeah, winter is coming.
Yeah, it's true.
So Jam, recap the bet for us, man, because Jam's got a bet with Mooney here. I think Mooney said ETH was going to hit a brand new all-time high cycle, and I think Jam said it wasn't. And you guys have a 2 ETH bet. Is that right? Mozart says they need all the precious metals for the data warehouse. Gotta get the gold.
And see, that's something else too. I wanted to make sure that you're aware of the creators in those meme coins, man. That's where the real money's at. Like I've seen a couple of guys make $40,000-$50,000 in just creator rewards from starting these coins, man. It's been wild.
What do you mean the creator rewards?
So on Pump.Fund, right? That's the Solana main coin trench, right? So when you start a coin, it costs you nothing. And every time it gets transacted, you get a piece of that, and you get so much when it bonds, right? So, and graduates to Radium and all these other platforms. So, every time it transacts, you get pieces of that. So, I mean, I've seen some of these guys in one day making $40,000-$50,000. No kidding.
Yeah. So we were actually talking about that with Sleeps and with Fear Crypto. It's like if you can get in on some of that and you can create the coin, you know, obviously people are going to do well. What's probably better, even if you don't make the coin yourself, you can always get into liquidity pools and still be able to profit, from like that. You know, that's probably, I think, the way that most people are going to go at it. Probably makes sense for a lot of people because creating a coin is not as easy as it used to be. 2019, man, you could create a coin, go to Twitter, talk about it, and people will flock to it. Now you almost need a machine behind you. So I think the play for a lot of people, damn, he's sliding. The play for a lot of people is just to be able to find a good coin that's got some legs, and they just kind of create the liquidity pool and be able to reap transaction fees off that, which isn't, it's not a bad play. I like it.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I really do. And see, I mean, and you're right to a degree. But I've seen, like, if you put in the prerequisites, you get the website built, you make the Twitter, you do the, you do check all the boxes, right? Buy the decks. Like, I mean, and really what it boils down to is if you're streaming and especially if you got a girl in the stream, it's a bunch of virgin dudes, you know what it is. And so that's, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I've seen a Chinese girl the other night. I'm not kidding. I've never seen her before. She's about 23 years old. This girl comes on, plays League of Legends for 6 hours, and makes, like $17,000 on her coins. It's insane.
This is on Pump?
This is on Pump. I'm
in the stream overnight. We're taking the stream over to Pump.
I would if I was you. I mean, I'm just saying. I'll help you with it.
I might have to see if I get a restream over there.
They started doing live streams on it. And if you stay on the live stream, even if you got to check all the boxes. You got to make the Twitter. You got to build the website. You got to put a Telegram together, whatever. Then you pay your own decks, and you got to move it a little bit yourself at first. But I mean, who cares? Yeah. Once it's got any type
I thought they shut down the live stream feature. Oh no, it's still got it open.
It's still rolling strong.
Most says, banging on them APRs. Yep, banging out those APRs, man. Really, I think that's going to be a play for a lot of people, especially folks who like this. If 26 is the end, for folks who learn how to read the charts, like getting into the DeFi side of things, being a liquidity provider for these coins, and just sit back reaping the fees from the transactions. That's what I plan to do.
Right.
Anyway.
Absolutely, that's a good way to do it. Can't lose that way, really.
It'd be hard to. I mean, you got to find the right coin and make sure it's got a little bit of staying power. But I knew people who were doing that with Trump coin. And
exactly.
Fuck.
It's crazy out there right now. Wow, boy.
Clean it up. Do you think this is from the precious metals fallout for today? Yes. So I think it was China decided to put a very strong tariff on the rare earth minerals that they were going to essentially sell to the United States. So to combat that, Trump says, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to kick in, and we are going to pose 100% tariff on you guys. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. If this gets resolved by like Monday, Tuesday next week, the market will probably snap back to some degree. So you need to keep an eye on all this potential news this weekend to see if they are able to hammer out a deal. And make sure like you've got favorites saved in your phone to news outlets that are going to cover it. Because say you got hit pretty hard with this drawdown that happened today. All right, well, the strategy you need to be playing is longing if, in fact, they come up with a solution relatively soon. It says what they go if I leverage them. I'm not sure. What are you talking about? I see a request in the box here. I'm trying to get y'all in, but this thing is froze on my end. I got you. Yeah, we'll do about 10 minutes. I'm going to go get something to eat because I need to eat something.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, man? How you doing, Vince?
Hey, I'm doing good. Doing good. Yeah, I just saw the huge correction today. But, yeah, it sounds like the precious metals, it's probably like an export tax from China. Because like a tariff is for imports, right? So they must be doing like export tax or something.
Well, I think China said, yeah. Well, so China and the United States, they had like some kind of rare earth mineral deal, and I'm not like fully versed on. I'm gonna have to go back and do some reading. So you might be able to.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm just interested to kind of discuss.
Gotcha. I know they had a deal where China was like, "Hey, we've got rare earth materials we'll give you," but like in the 11th hour, they said, "Oh, by the way, here's what they're gonna cost you," and then Trump was like, "Wait a minute, this isn't what we agreed on at all." And so China was like, "Okay, well, tough eggs." Like,
gotcha.
So he's like, well,
the deal kind of fell apart, kind of. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, because everything was red today. I just kind of took a look at things earlier, and it's like red across the board. So maybe if they get it figured out, though, it'll bounce right back. End-to-end trading, kind of like just dip down, dip back up. Like earlier this year when something happened on the, what did Trump call it, Liberation Day or something, when they set all the tariffs out. And then you just see everything went red the day, but once they struck a deal with most of the players, things pretty much just got back on the rocket ship.
So I'm not saying it will happen, but I am saying is, it's definitely so. Again, everything's on the table right now. Everything's on the table. Like we've had a lot of V-shaped recoveries this year. Wouldn't be surprised if a deal gets kind of hammered out in the 11th hour. We have somewhat of another V-shaped recovery or a V-esque shape recovery. But where I'm at this weekend, I just kind of want to see where these levels play out. If they're able to get back above certain moving averages and close candles on higher time frames, and if they do, cool. If not, if you get rejection off of some of these time frames, it's probably not going to be where you want to be at all.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it.
I think that's astute. I think that's a good way to think about it because, there's going to be a lot of lines tested, for the new prices. So it's good to kind of be aware of that.
100%. They're going to test the market participants. How resolved are y'all in y'all position? What's going on, Lemon? Good to see you here, fam. Kevin says, what does that mean? I'm new to the market. What does what mean? I just want to get a little bit more clarity. Hey, Hunter, I appreciate the roses.
Well, Kevin, when you buy and sell stuff, you don't typically just buy based on the information of one day. You kind of want to look at the moving averages over a period of time. And you can see, based on how many people are buying, the volume of people buying and selling, you can kind of see where the price is going to move to next. And typically there's these prices that kind of become like resistance levels. So a common word you might hear is resistance, but basically if a price is on its climb up or if a price is on its fall down, it might hit resistance going either way. Resistance basically means that it's going to have to, play at that price level for a while until there's like a significant move in the supply or the demand, right?
Yep.
So
until they can get some bids, as they say.
Yeah, until that order book starts bending the other way.
Kevin says he's new, but I don't think he's new. I think he's pulling our chain because he just said full port. Normally people who are brand new don't necessarily know what full port means.
Y'all seen this 2049 token? Darren, little thing here. Token 2049 or whatever.
What was that?
You seen this token Barron Trump's promoting called Token 2049? Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a huge event, man. This month. Big thing, I reckon. I don't know.
I know Token 49 is the name of a conference. I know they had a coin named after it.
That's
asking what they mean.
That's the event behind it.
Hang on, Kevin. I want to go back over your question to make sure I understand this correctly.
I don't know if I got the question.
I'm not seeing a question. I know you said what did they mean, but like what does what mean? The first question I saw is will the market continue to crash, but I'm not seeing what he says. What does that mean? Oh, what does full port mean? Let me scroll down. Oh, it means you're basically taking your entire purse all your monies that you have and you're putting it into one single trade. Gotcha.
Like all in poker.
Yeah, like all
You
in
never
poker.
go all in.
Yeah. Unless you got like some angel hanging out over your shoulder, or you can see everybody's cards, or you got
Yeah, unless you got a good dream, don't go all in.
Yeah. What am I trading today? I was trading Graph. Today I was trading DOT, Bitcoin. I did not trade ETH today. Traded XRP, of course. Yeah. DOT, Bitcoin, ETH, GRT.
Dollar cost averaging is a good strategy, especially if you believe in the asset. If you're going to buy some Bitcoin, or if you're buying some stock or something that you believe in, dollar cost averaging is good for the long-term hold, because you don't really care what today or this week or this month's price is. You're going to get it at an average, right? You're going to get it at some stable value that you can count on as being lower than the call in the future.
For sure. The only thing I would say is just caution is be careful about where you like dollar cost average, right? Like I know like the price can go down and people are like, oh, I'm going to buy more. It's dollar cost averaging, buying the dips rather, is a strategy that's better used than when the market's trending up. When the market's trending down and you end up, trying to, like I said, buy the dips or DCAing, sometimes that can be a little dangerous because you can also end up doing what's called, catching a falling knife.
That's a great point. Yeah, if it's going down, you kind of want to wait for the bottom, right?
For sure. Well, it's till like it levels off, right? Then you kind of say, hey, I might be
right
here, and then if it retraces and it goes up X amount of percent, I might take X amount of percent of what I just bought and then turn around and sell it. Again, at the end of the day, all these decisions are to be very, very personal to the individual trader or investor. But again, just kind of perusing TikTok and perusing social media, I've seen people, you just keep buying the dip, and it's like, all right, well, what if the dip keeps on dipping?
Right.
You can't keep buying the dips, right?
Right. Yeah, once it starts going sideways, might be good, but you got to really keep your finger on the pulse. Whatever asset you're looking at or whatever crypto you're looking at, you really want to watch it like a hawk, and make sure you're making an informed move.
Exactly. It says wait for the bottom. LMAO. Yeah, that's easy to do. Oh, we got another trolley troll in the comments. I like the trolls, man. Oftentimes they help themselves. I mean, finding bottoms isn't exactly the most difficult thing to do. It's just, it requires a little bit of patience. It requires a little bit of discipline. And when you think you found the bottom, you can't blow your wad in one situation. You kind of got to, I'm going to do 10% of this.
Yeah, test the waters.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to test it. And, of course, you're not going to be able to find the exact bottom. Just like finding the exact top is almost impossible. But you can get close, right?
Yeah, you can get close. Very rare skill set, though. The amount of people who are walking around and be like, I timed the top perfectly and I timed the bottom, it's an infinitesimal amount. Very small.
Right.
Very small. Let's see here. Yeah. I think that's going to do
But that's when you can use a limit buy, right? You put in a limit buy and you say...
Yeah, you can say I'm going to mark my bottoms like, hey, if price comes down here, I'll buy in.
Right.
Surprisingly, some of my spot orders got hit because I had a couple of orders like just down in the dumps. I was like, hey, just in case, right? Some crazy event happens, just in case price comes down here, I want to go ahead and have some buys get filled. And they were there for months.
Right. But there you go. You catch the market maker device, on a good day. And, the orders dry up and suddenly, like, your limit buy at, a rock bottom price is the next thing that makes sense to solve, right?
Yep. 100%. 100%. In days when that happens, you're like, hey, it's a good day, right? Like, that's great. So I imagine the opposite would be when you have a spot and you just jack the price up super high where you want to sell it, and then price goes there and you come home, you're like, oh, damn, I got an email here that a spot, trade's been hit, whatever the case is.
Right. I think that's a healthy way to trade. If you put in limit buys and limit sells, then you're not checking the market every 20 seconds to see if you should do a market sell or a market buy. It's a little more hands off. I prefer the more hands off approach these days. I used to be very much 24/7. Let me see the charts. Now I'm more, let me be hands off. I'll check it a couple times a day.
I got
That's cool.
TradingView is probably like one of my most used apps. Like that thing, I'm on it, checking, seeing what's going on, drawing new trend lines. Like I'm addicted. Not gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah. Well, if you're doing good research, that's a great tool.
Yep.
Gentlemen, I'm out for the evening. Thanks for letting me up, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Dave, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming to hang out with us for a
Hey,
bit.
peace, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one now.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
be the journey.
Yeah, I think that's going to do it for me as well. I'll be back on this thing tomorrow. Listen, we had a pretty eventful day today. A lot of crazy, wacky things kind of happened. Some trolls that we had to deal with, but I think we got that figured out. Did a great job of providing the historical context. If you're not following me as well, please definitely be sure to do so directly from the live. There are a gajillion fake pages of mine out there, and I don't want you to get a hold of a fake one. If you're not following me on Twitter, definitely do so. Same handle, Crypto Glenn. Same on YouTube. Listen, guys, it's my goal to help folks get objective information to help them on their investing and trading journey. If you're not following Vincent, feel free to go ahead and throw him a follow, check out his stuff, see if you like it. And yeah, Milkshake, you are 100% welcome. If you guys missed this live, it'll be up on YouTube definitely by tomorrow evening. Definitely gonna try to get up there sooner if I can. All right. Vincent, any last closing out words you want to say to the fine folks, or?
Oh man, thanks everyone for joining, and start writing some love letters to China. Let's turn this around.
That's wild. I would just say maybe start taking some Mandarin classes now, because who fucking All right, y'all, appreciate it. Before we get out of here, Vince, I'm going to drop you down real fast, and I'm just going to say a quick greeting to all of the top viewers. You guys know how I like to end my lives. I appreciate y'all for being here. Where did we end the live at? We ended at 39,000 likes, so just a little bit short of our goal, but it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. We'll probably make up on that. Our top viewers, where are they at? Yet again, TikTok has moved something on me. There we go. Top viewers. Oh, we got the usual suspects. We got Miss Evie in the #1 spot, followed up by Lemon Poppy Milkshake 28, bringing in #3. Rounding out the top 4 is Pluto, and the top 5 is DJ Queen. Fred, Big Fred, bringing in #6. We got Gail at 7. Stevie G, good to see you here, my guy. Crypto Machinery at 9. Anthony Burgos. Zainab, bringing in the heat at 11. Good to see you here. Big Man 518, G 3110. 13, user 212361999. I know who you are. It's good to see you here. I appreciate you for being here. Red's in the chat. Strohs is in the building. Chris Donners bringing in #19. Toy Trader, always good to see you here. Fair Value, Gary, Frenchie Mama, Vincent pulling. You just saw Vincent here in the box. Good to have you up here, Vincent. Jay Williams, Crypto Bone, Vinny 88 Lutz, Justin McKenzie, the Crypto Mestro, Tyler Bricks. Yeah, we're just gonna call him Bricks. CG83, Den, Brassfish 61. I cannot say that one. TikTok will have issues with that. Fred 2494, KLC, Sarah W. Good to see you here, Sarah. Tropical Bath and Body, and rounding out in the last spot is the Conservative Onion. I don't think there's anybody I missed. I want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all for being here. Listen, I know these lives can come off a bit spicy at times, but you guys gotta understand where I'm coming from. I want to see you do well, and I just feel like the current climate that folks are having exposure to isn't really serving them the best. I have a high standard for myself. I do not care who feels any type of way about it. By default, I have a high standard for everyone else. Whether they meet it or whether they don't, I can't do anything about it. But I do. I want the whole entire space to skill up. I want the whole entire space to level up so that therefore we create more mature, more seasoned, more successful investors. I want to say thank you to everyone who has graced this box earlier here today. We've had, let's see, Big Nate 99. We had Money Talks Crypto. Please go ahead and give them a follow. We had Dave here. We had Vincent here. Who else do we have? I am drawing a blank. If I forgot you, please forgive me. Fear. We had Fear up here. A lot of blank screens. I don't know if I had a bad connection on my end, but can't believe you said bye yesterday. That's a lie. I did not say that. I didn't even go live yesterday, so that's how I know you lying. Yeah, if anybody ends up going live, I'll probably jump into the live for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and fuel my body because I'm starving. It's been a little while, but yeah, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me, and damn it, I appreciate it. I'll tell you what, let's run it back tomorrow. Yeah, y'all good with that? We'll do it. Any questions, comments, concerns, as always, DMs are open on TikTok. If you can't get me on TikTok, on Twitter, at CryptoGlenn, spelled exactly the same as it is on TikTok. I will see y'all and Mayana in the next one. Peace.
Hey, Jill, come on. We're going to be late for the Crypto Blend live stream. Call Barack and Michelle, see if they're going to tune in and watch. We can see him chart Doggy Moo coin.
This is the best president of the United States, Donald Trump, and when I'm not putting high tariffs into place, I'm watching Crypto Glenn. On the Dicky Duck.
We are late. The Crypto Glenn live stream has started without us. You fail me yet again, Starscream.
Jeez, I'm excited about this.
You're watching the Crypto Glenn nightly stream. Real Alpha, Blink, can you chart Doggy Moo coin for me?
I'm too old for this shit.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble! You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing son of a gun! Woo!
This is culturally inappropriate.
You're in the right place, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?